Okay, we're live. Welcome to another episode of Sims Reality. You can find us on YouTube, Rumble, Kick. You can also find us on TikTok at Sims Reality. You can follow us on social media at Sims Reality as well, Instagram, all that stuff. Today we have a bunch of guests today. We have a returning guest, Ace.
What up?
And we're going to ask some good questions. It's going to be a good episode tonight. We're going to go around the room. Introduce yourself.
My name is Dorothy.
And how old are you?
42.
Oh, okay. And what do you do for a living?
Animal behavior.
And how long have you been doing that for?
10 years.
So wait, what do you mean by animal behavior? Like,
Oopsie. Oops. What I mean is I consult with clients, pet owners typically, on pet behavior issues. So anything that has to do with anything that's outside of like your typical obedience and training usually. So aggression, fears and phobias, separation anxiety, inappropriate elimination, things like that.
and how long have you been doing that for?
10 years.
Oh, wow. And single, married,
In a relationship,
but never married?
never married,
So just, any kids?
no kids.
No kids, okay. And what's your longest relationship?
10 years.
10 years, okay. Well, it's a long time.
Yep.
And returning?
Hey, my name's Jess, and I'm an actor, producer, and photographer, and I'm 32
And singles, right?
and single, yes.
Okay. And then how about yourself?
Hi, my name is Lisa. I do event staffing, and I'm 25.
And how long?
Single.
How long you been single for?
2 months.
2 months. So wait, how long was the relationship before? 2 months ago.
Like the most recent one.
Yeah.
Like 8 months.
And why'd you guys break up?
Cause I'm the problem.
Like, what happened? Are you just like toxic?
It wasn't toxic. I just feel like there's things that I need from a relationship, and if I don't get it, why would I stay? Right? It's not fair to
Like he wasn't offering enough for you. Like he wasn't.
time, consistency, communication. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I want to ask you guys all a question. What's the worst date you guys ever been on? Let's go with you first.
Me?
Yeah.
The worst date I ever been on. Okay, I have one. So I went on a date to like a boat dance thing on the water.
Okay.
And this guy was very talkative. He's a very talkative guy. So he really liked to talk. He wouldn't really ask questions. He just did all the talking basically. So I had to do all the listening, and I'm a good listener, so that's not a problem. But it was really difficult to listen to someone nonstop when there's like a lot of music and a lot of things going on, because you really have to concentrate. So because I'm a good listener, and because I think it's important to listen if someone's speaking to you, I just did my best to like really concentrate and really try to pick out all the words and really pay attention. So it was painful. And all I remember was thinking, like, if I just jump off and like, could I swim to shore? Like, it was so painful. I just kept having these, like, I was listening and I have these images of like jumping and swimming, or maybe I wouldn't be able to swim. It's dark.
Yeah.
So it was really painful. And I said to myself, I will never, ever go with this guy again. But of course I did. But I said, I will never.
Wait, so what made you go back on the date then? Like, if it was so horrible?
It was painful. Yeah, it was horrible. Like, he wasn't a horrible person. It just it wasn't ideal. Just the setup and the fact that he's doing all this talking and whatever. So, anyways, I said never again. This guy's he's too much. So anyway, what did he do? He sent me like a big bouquet of roses to my work.
Really?
Yes, on Monday, and I was like, oh no.
No, sorry, can you move that mic?
So I felt a little bit
closer to you. Sorry.
I felt a little bit bad that I had all these like.
Why didn't you call him out?
No, because it was. I mean, there's nothing to call him out on.
No, but it's like if it's a first date and he's already like talking so much, like why aren't you like, when's my turn? Like,
no, I'm not that person. So I said, okay, you know what? Give him another chance, right? Give him another chance. He's not a bad person, right? You got to sometimes give people a chance. So we went out again, and then we dated for like a year.
Oh shit.
Okay, you're dumb bad.
Okay, how about you?
I haven't really been on too many bad dates. One that I can think of is like this guy I don't let like random strangers pick me up from my house, but I went out with this guy a couple times. He seemed really great. So like 3 or 4 times after hanging out, I let him pick me up from my house, and he picked me up and he was absolutely hammered.
How drunk?
Like super drunk, like to the point where when I got in the passenger seat, I could smell the whiskey. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And I like called him out on it. I'm like, oh my gosh, are you like drinking? And he's like, oh, I had like a couple. And then he started getting belligerent and
He's trying to turn up, no?
oh my gosh, it was.
Was he just nervous?
You weren't down for the turn up
What was
session?
the reason?
I wasn't down for the drinking and driving. No,
You weren't down for like, okay.
we got to the restaurant. I made an excuse. I got out of there. Never spoke to him again.
Okay, but you got in the car.
Yeah, well, I didn't know. Like, I got in the car,
Yeah.
and then I immediately like was hit with like a whiff of whiskey and this slurring dude.
But maybe that was like his cologne, maybe, you know? Just
No.
dabbled into his, like, you know, just like,
Oh,
I don't
no,
think
Jack
so.
Daniels.
you know, just trying to like, you know, get the smell of Crown Royale.
Bloodshot eyes were unattractive,
Like
and it wasn't.
So he was high as fuck too?
It wasn't even good bloodshot eyes. It was like this guy was hammered.
no
This guy was
good
probably drinking for like hours.
He wasn't like from a Twilight movie, kind of.
Vampire shit. He's on a vampire fucking ship. Okay, and how about yourself?
For mine, okay, like my date kind of like catfished me because like I'm short, right? Like I'm an Asian girl. I'm like 5'3", and then basically what happened was he was like my height, and I wasn't even wearing heels, so like that was already like bad. Cause
What did he say his height was?
he said his height was like 5'7", but
Oh, okay, 6 foot,
you're
no?
my height.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, you know what? I was like, okay, like
Was he Asian?
yeah, and I was like
Filipino?
okay. No, he was Chinese.
Oh, okay,
And
okay,
then
okay.
we went to this place that I chose. We were playing darts and stuff, and like
How was
overall,
yeah.
I mean, it was fun. But the thing is, like, he kept trying to touch me and like trying to like make out then and there, and it's like I could tell that he was getting like I outdrank him, so it was bad because like I'm Vietnamese, so like I'm very competitive with drinking, and he was getting like white girl wasted on the level of alcohol I was drinking.
Like what? Like
right?
one? Like
yeah,
what? Like,
so it was embarrassing. And then after
like one shot and that's it?
No, like we got like a picture to share, and then I was like, I'm very competitive, right? So I was like, okay, like, whoever wins the darts, right? They have to take a shot, and he was getting like obliterated by me, and then he wanted to like go to my place, and I was like, nah. So I just made him drop me like a block away from my house, and then I just scurried home.
That's it, eh?
Yeah, and then after he kept trying to message me, and I was like, no, I'm busy. I'm busy.
Yeah, okay. How about you, Ace?
I mean, fortunately for me, I've never really had a bad date like that. I'm not gonna be too picky with it, but like the worst date, if I have to really like quantify the data and like go through it, I would say I picked up this chick. She was hot. She was like a gym girl, right? And we started talking. She wanted to go out, so I took her to a nice restaurant. We went to Michael's and Simcoe. So I took her to a really nice place. You know Michael's, right? So I took her to a really nice place, and she showed up in TNA pants and a fucking sweater. I was like, yo, you want to go back and change? Or like, so I kind of like, if I'm going to be shelling out, $700-800 for this meal, I mean, you might want to dress up a little bit, you know what I mean? So, but I didn't sweat it. It was all right. It's still like, I made it work. But it kind of like grinded my gears a little bit, you know what I mean?
Did you guys go on another date though?
No, that was it.
That was it?
You only get one shot, yeah.
One shot and done, eh?
One shot, one opportunity.
Yeah. Like it just doesn't. It just those little things grind my gears. But it wasn't a horrible date. Like we still did our thing. We had fun, and it was just like the world keeps on spinning.
My worst date was this year. Oh no, 2023, and I went to Harbor 60. Right, so like spending big bucks,
place.
you know what I'm saying? And fucking Boston pizza shit, you know what I'm saying?
But why first date there?
First date, right? And and
Like,
That's
all that.
You have to.
And-
First impressions. You gotta go somewhere nice.
and there was this brown chick, this Punjabi chick. If she's watching this, I fucking hope you know what hope you know
You
what's
know
good.
who you are.
Anyway, so this chick, no lie, she was on her phone the whole entire time. I was trying to talk to her. I've never experienced that before in my life. Like usually, like people put their phone down and like they engage in conversation, right? And so she was just really rude to the waiter too. Like she wouldn't
Maybe
like
she
acknowledge
thought
him.
you're a trick.
Something like that. Anyways, so I'm sitting there, right? First of all, this chick thinks she orders the fucking Wagyu too, right? Has the audacity to order the fucking most expensive thing on the menu, right? And she's like, hee, I'm hungry. I'm like, yeah, bitch, you better be. Fucking better pay up afterwards. Anyway, so she's talking, right? And like, she's not even like engaging. Like, it's like one word answers. And then she said something that like, I asked her a question and she didn't respond, right? And then it just snapped at me. I'm like, yo, get the fuck out of my booth. And she's like, really? I'm like, yeah, get the fuck out. And she's like, but why though? I'm like, because you're not fucking engaging. And then she's like, okay, but like I have to call my Uber. So we're sitting there 10 minutes, no one's talking. It's just dead silence. Like we're both on our phones, and then the meals come, right? And I grab the meal from her. I'm like, bitch, this is my meal now. And then she's like, really? You're not gonna let me eat? I'm like, no. And I ate both meals. I was happy. I ate both.
Okay, well, if she's watching this, name drop.
Honestly,
Picture drop.
I forgot your name, but you had big boobs, so I remember that part, but they're fake. But like I
How
remember
did you guys like
IG.
IG? Oh,
I slid in her DMs.
That's on you.
No, well, you know what? It just goes to show you though, like these chicks, like the audacity that some of them have, right? Like it just blows my mind.
The biggest meal, like, you know, the wide.
Yeah, like
Okay, but like Harbor 60 is like kind of like an occasion thing, you know? Like,
I
feel
wanted
like,
to go though. I didn't care about her.
Okay, that's on you.
Like personal,
then.
like it didn't matter about the
but
place.
like,
No, but you know what?
guys,
Stop that. I feel like it's not. It has nothing to do with occasion. Like if that's like these are the restaurants I frequent at.
Yeah.
If I want to
Okay.
take you, if I'm trying to sire a thing, like I'm gonna bring you to where I go. I'm not gonna take you to Canyon Creek.
well,
okay.
okay.
That's like just how I go. Like,
No,
like,
but
it's
I
on the
think-
fence, but you know what I mean?
Shout out
But
Canyon
I think
Creek.
for like a first date, right? I feel like it's nice to like go to those places where it's like mom and dad cozy, right? So
Yeah.
you guys can talk, you can feel her out before you decide to spend that much, you know? Like I don't know.
I don't know.
Well,
Like,
it's a personal
be wrong.
choice. It's a personal choice, I think. But I think I agree that if you are on a date, there's just certain protocols and etiquette. There's an etiquette.
yeah.
Just in general, in interactions, there's an etiquette, and you don't be on your phone. I don't care even if we're friends.
Yeah.
You don't be on your phone.
Yeah.
It's rude.
Yeah.
And
the number one.
and even like the whole ordering thing. Like I've been out with friends when they're like, someone else is paying, so all of a sudden all like the expensive
yeah,
options
yeah.
become like viable, right? And I am always like, you know, it's like you want to order what you want to order, but at the same time, not just because it costs a lot, because I don't think that's nice either. I think
Yeah,
you have
it's
to be a
rude.
little bit sensible and respectful. I don't know, right?
100%.
Exactly.
Right,
I
right.
totally agree. And like I said, it just goes back to like, you know, the guy, right? Like if you're taking a lady on a date, you know what I mean? Or, I mean, maybe not a lady, but if you're going out on a date and you know that person is giving you the opportunity to take them out.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you should, like, you know what I mean, you should really be prepared to go to a nice place, like, you know what I mean, no like a little cheap place, like, you know what I mean, like I said, like Jack Astor's or like somewhere like really, you know what I mean, I just, my personal opinion, because like if I'm taking you out on a date, I'm trying to give you a taste of things to come.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If this is my life, again, if that's not your life, that's not your, then don't overstep. For sure.
So wait, what if it's like, what if you're setting the bar too high? Like if I take a girl to Boston Pizza, you know, it's like the base level, right? So it's like, okay, like it could get better or it could get worse.
Yo, but it depends on how you feel about the girl, though. Like it depends on, like if it's like if you pick up a girl and you know you're mad.
Yeah.
If you pick up a girl and then it's right from the bat, like there's a chemistry and there's that drive and you're just like, yeah, like, or like this is the one. Like, you know, like right off the bat, you know, we have these instincts. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like if I'm feeling the chick and I'm just like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna show you a good time and stuff. Like if you're really scaling her on that, like, you know, 9 out of 10. Right, then you're gonna take her somewhere good. You want to impress her because you know what I mean. You only get one first impression, right?
True.
You're not gonna show up in some sweats and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna dress well. You're gonna again. I was raised on first impressions. You know? So,
First impressions is everything, honestly.
It's a
Like,
big
I would say it's everything today because a lot of people like they fuck up on their first impression too. It's like, what do you expect, right? It's like this person didn't call me back. I'm like, yeah, there's a reason why.
Exactly.
All right,
Exactly.
there's a reason why. What do you guys think of like just the dating scene today in society? Like, where do you guys see it like heading towards? Like, do you see it as do you feel like people are gonna want to be monogamous, or do you feel like men want to be monogamous or want to be married even?
Oh, I think you struck a chord here.
No, I just
Let me start with you.
I think I can't say I have a lot of single friends. Almost all my friends are single, so I get a lot of feedback from my girlfriends. So but I think you asked kind of a lot of questions. So like monogamy, for example, that's like a big topic. I think it's a difficult topic. Apparently, there's some research suggesting that marriage rates are the lowest they have ever been.
Yeah.
So apparently in the 1970s, it was, I don't want to misquote the research, but it was like 65% of people were married.
Yeah.
And now it's like 55 or something like that. So that's apparently a huge change.
Sorry. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, that's apparently a huge change. So apparently marriage and monogamy is kind of falling out of favor with a lot of people
Yeah. No, I feel you.
for various reasons.
But I also think that like it's mainly because men don't want to get married anymore because there's no benefit to it though.
Men and women.
What
No,
do you-
it's not women,
but what
it's
do you
men.
say? Why do you say
Because
there's no
women
benefit?
as well.
Women want to get married. Men don't want to get married because before it
Women
was.
want to find a good partner. Doesn't mean that they don't want to get married.
I don't think any. I don't.
Can I jump in on
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, yeah.
Like from experience, like so. Check this out. So I had a girl that I was dating, but she made it clear from the jump. Right?
Sorry,
She's
speaking
like,
mic.
I don't want to be like I don't want any kids. I don't want to get married. I think that's all bogus. And I'm like, watch, okay, perfect. Say less. You know what I mean? Like I'm in the same boat kind of thing. So we dated. Things were going good. Everything was like we kind of went like hand in hand kind of thing. So it was perfect. Literally after a year and a half, now she starts to
She saw the ways.
What's that?
She saw the way.
Right, yeah. So like it's and that's what and this is like the third time that's happened to me. So I'm like, okay, so I had to ask a couple boys and I had to do like a survey, like why is this kind of stuff happening? Like if you're coming into something and you're telling somebody, why mislead the person? You didn't want to have kids.
No, but
You
things
made that
change.
clear.
Things change.
But I mean, I didn't change. I mean, yeah, things do change. The weather, yeah, I didn't change. Like you told me you didn't want X, Y, and Z, right? Now all of a sudden, what happened? So she turned 30. She said, "Oh yeah, I'm getting older now, and I feel like I don't want to let this opportunity pass." I'm like, what are you talking about? She actually now is going to say, I want a kid, I want to get married, I want to do these things that I said I knew. So obviously, hey, I can't sign off on that. You already knew. I didn't change. You changed. Yeah. So now, unfortunately, we have to part ways. And it's like, I feel like that happens a lot because the girl says that maybe because she doesn't feel like, maybe this guy's away from me, maybe he doesn't really have his things together. Then she gets to know the guy, realizes, oh, wow, this guy has an incredible life. He's got his things together. He's, set, doesn't have to worry about, money per se. And yeah, I want to definitely, trap him, lock him in, whatever, what have you. This is the third time this has happened to me, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a little bit more of a stigma behind that.
But I would say honestly, like, to add to it, I don't think there's a benefit for men to get married today because here's the thing: before you get a virgin, right? That was a whole plus of getting married, right? And then the female would
How's
get
that a plus?
because men value purity.
How is that a plus?
Because men value
though?
purity.
I know, but it's like, what if the girl's totally not experienced and then she doesn't end up liking sex,
It doesn't-
liking the same thing
That's-
that you like,
Plus, I
right?
agree with that.
But that
I feel like
doesn't.
I'd rather a partner who's sexually experienced.
No, you
what they
want a
like.
partner. You want a partner that's experienced because for you it's beneficial. You want as a woman, you want your man to be experienced. But for men don't want women to experience a lot of
You
things.
just want a starfish?
It's not about that. It's the purity that men value the most, right? But going back to what I was saying though with marriage, even today as well, men get fucking ripped with divorce in terms of just getting destroyed financially. There's no benefit to anymore. So now you have a girl that has a high body count, you have a girl that's not pure, you have a girl that's not traditional, but then you still have to go
Half.
yeah, you still have to get half for everything and you get fucked. And then not only that though, but
That's
if
their
you talk
choice to sign a prenup or not.
no, but even then, even
What
with
if you do?
prenups don't matter. I want people to actually focus on this on me right now. Prenups do not matter if you have kids. That is it. Once you have a kid, it's over. That prenup goes to the garbage. It has no value whatsoever. So going back to my point though was that with men who were getting married, they're scared of getting married because obviously there's so much backlash to it, and there's no pros to it. There's too many cons.
Okay, so do you think that you're speaking from your personal experience, or you're speaking from a lot?
This is a lot of men. A lot of men feel like
Because I would say that I'm not sure, right? I'm not sure if a lot of men feel like that because, what are some of the other than the fact? Okay, let's just talk about the cons. Let's talk about the cons. Let's talk
So
about
when you
what's
say
the
men,
bad thing.
What would you say? You're not sure men in general or high value men? because there's a big difference.
Yeah.
I would say-
any like like low value like peon. Yeah, they're gonna want to snatch up the whatever they can find. For sure.
Okay.
Absolutely, because that's a scenario where they're more of a bitch than a bitch. Right?
Yeah.
That's 100%, like 100%.
So we're talking about high value men.
Absolutely not.
So we're saying high value men find that there's no benefit, and why?
I would say men,
or at least what are the cons? Like list some of the cons.
well, I would say that divorce rates are too high. I would say that in marriage you get fucked over in terms of financially as well, right? Like when you get divorced, like it's very bad for the man, like horrible for the man, because not only do you lose your kids, you also lose.
Okay, but that's saying like the man makes more than the woman.
Let's say the man makes more than the woman.
That's no. In your case, what you're saying, it's like okay, financially they'll get fucked. Is if the man makes more than the woman.
Typically, the man does.
Typically, the man does.
Yeah. No, I mean that's just a stat. Typically, the man does.
But it's also like it's women lose their place market value wise when they have children, right? So it's like, is it wrong that we have compensation for childcare? Because it's also something that like men and women produce together. Like
No,
it's a
you can.
partnership,
Men are
right?
okay with paying child support.
No.
No. Here's the thing. If it's only in the West. No, it's
Absolutely
only in the West where that happens. If you go anywhere in the world, if you go somewhere like, let's say in Europe, in Eastern Europe, it's okay. Men don't even. The government doesn't even make men pay for child support. Men just inherently want to do it. The reason why men don't want to pay today is because
generalized.
No, because the reason why men don't want to pay today is because it's not that they hate their kids, it's they hate the chick. Because that's why they get rinsed. Because here's the thing, you can ask a lot of men who are divorced, their kids also hate them too because the mother brainwashes them. Think about it. The kid always goes to the mother. Always. It's just no matter what it is, the courts will always side with the mother, right? So think about it. Your kids are like 8, 7, whatever, 9 years old, and they're asking where daddy is, and then she's like, oh, daddy's a cunt, or daddy's a bastard. Your kids are going to be like, oh, wow, maybe daddy is fucked up. So not only do you lose your house, you lose your kids, you lose everything with it. And that's why men are so afraid of getting married, because there's no beneficial to it. There's no benefit to it anymore.
Well,
I think it's hard to healthily.
I think there's obviously there's benefit to getting
What
married.
benefit is there?
But no, because it can't just be no benefit. Otherwise, people wouldn't get married.
No,
There's gotta be benefit.
That's true, there's benefits,
guys only
cons
get
and
married.
benefits.
No,
She's
guys
right.
only get
She's
married.
right.
Guys only get married because they love the girl. I don't think any guy wants to get married. Why would you want to get the government involved in your personal life?
It sounds like you have some attachment issues.
The most important fact is that you never need to get married. First of all,
No, you don't.
My parents have been together 40 years, never been married.
40?
Yeah.
40 years.
Yeah.
40 years, 40. And like they've never been married.
No,
I'm sure
100%.
it's not been,
No relationship is perfect, but you're saying like
but I'm
we don't
saying you
need
don't
something.
need- you
Yeah, we
don't
don't
need
pay.
a piece of
It can
paper.
still work.
You don't need-
To
exactly.
be together,
So
to
as the
stay
government
together.
gets involved, I feel like the whole marriage system is flawed fundamentally. That's the problem. Because as soon as you get that paper signed, code signing and code joining, all assets and everything is all gravy and everybody's a party, and then boom, time for divorce. Yeah, I need half of that.
Yeah.
I think you're right. You're right.
I mean, like that's the problem.
Yeah.
Because now you're having a third party intermediary coming involved, and like it's like, wait, this is between me and my wife. Why are you deciding what we should split and what we should do? Like I met her, she had nothing. She had doorknobs. I had assets, and like now I'm giving her half my assets. That's the problem. In most parts of the world, like what he said, like there's no other party getting involved with your marriage. Only in the West. Like that's the problem. When you have somebody else coming into it's like imagine hiring a prostitute, right? Just imagine this. You're married, you're having trouble at home, and then you hire a prostitute to give you some counseling. Like to come in and help fix the marriage. Is that
No.
That doesn't fix the marriage.
Just imagine that's literally
You're getting nookie. Like,
well, but exactly. But some
That's
people
not
will argue.
helping.
Some people will argue, but oh no, you know, she's an escort and she's gonna help us spice things up. No, you just hired an escort, a prostitute, to come in and spice up and just do what they do best.
Yeah.
The government does the exact same thing, and unfortunately, kind of clusterfucks the whole situation, leading to why people have such a sour taste in their mouth with the whole marriage.
I see your point in that.
You know what I mean?
I actually do see your point and everything you're saying right now.
Yeah.
I think the issue here is that we're just kind of focusing on one aspect of it, and that is like a divorce is going to happen. It's going to happen to a lot of people. But why does divorce happen? And I think Lisa just mentioned that attachment.
In terms of what attachment to the what?
I think it's really important to look at why divorce happens and why there's a relationship breakdown. and I think a lot of it has to do with attachment styles and attachment issues. If you want to make sure that you get together with someone there's
So what you're saying? You're saying the relationships end because of attachment?
no, I'm saying that relationships, and obviously there's various reasons, but underlying a lot of problems in relationships is individual attachment styles.
I don't think that's the reason. I think the reason is because women just don't know what they want. Because if you think about it, divorce is initiated.
Oh, you're starting a fight.
Divorce is initiated by 80% of the time it's females, right? So it's obviously not men. Men are logical. Men will work through it. If they're going through an issue, men will be like, okay, this is how we're going to work on it. This is how we're going to attack it.
No, because
Let's get
men
this
will
fixed.
just pretend nothing's wrong. Women need to talk about everything. That's why our friendships don't work out, because sometimes it's like literally.
Well, I think that part. Yes, I can agree with you.
No, but women
there's
are
a
very
deeper level to
emotional,
it.
right? We're emotional beings, right? We're wired that way biologically. Men aren't, right? So I think the whole thing is men are taught that they have toxic masculinity, where it's like it's not okay for a boy to cry, right? And how do you think that carries on into the adult male's life?
Well, no, I said this last episode. Women don't like men to see. Women don't like seeing men cry. That is the absolute truth.
I think it's
They
hard
feel
seeing your
uncomfortable
partner
with it.
cry. It's hard seeing your partner cry, but same goes on the other way.
No, women cry for women cry for the stupid shit.
I'm saying that.
That girl cries.
No, but it makes you feel sad, right? It makes you feel uncomfortable. It makes you feel
but
it's different.
I won't shame you for it. Because but if a man cries, your man, gets out of pocket, you guys have a fight, then he bitches out, then he starts crying. Then now you're just like, oh, okay. So
I've had partners cry in front of me, and I respect
and where
them
are they now?
for it.
And where are they now?
I love
And
seeing
where are they
guys
now?
cry.
And where are they now? They ain't with you. They ain't with you.
No, okay, no.
They ain't with you.
It's only okay. Like,
Yeah.
I would say half the time. No, but half the time the partner has left me. Half the time I left them, right? And it wasn't because they were crying or not. I appreciate it and I respect you more if you can be vulnerable with me, because it's supposed to be like a lifelong partnership.
Yeah.
Right? So
you don't
are you just gonna go off, fuck off, and like go to the bar every time you feel something hard? No, like I would want you to be there with me, going through it together, going through the struggle together. You know.
Anyways, so moving forward with some of the things. So we have some. We read some anonymous questions that people have given, and so let's go with the first one. Okay, is fucking escort still considered cheating?
Of course.
Yes.
What do you mean? That's
Hold on.
that's
Fucking
not-
anyone
Let me-
is considered
let me read
cheating
it
if you're in a
out.
monogamous
Next question.
relationship.
Let me read it out. Okay. So let me read it out. So I've been hospitalized for about 2 months now due to an accident which fucked up my spine, and I can't stand or walk at the moment. Doctors say recovery is about 6 to 12 months. As that's not already depressing news, yesterday called my husband shitty, relentless behavior that I've noticed for a few days. So this is actually a woman crying, calling an escort, not a man.
Wow, that's new.
So
But where do you find male escorts that are like?
Everywhere.
you can find
There's like gay male escorts, but I've never seen like a.
But my question is this: okay, but whether
She wants to call it, just to get it
No,
straight, she wants to call an
Yes.
escort for herself.
Yes.
She wants
Then
to, or
yes,
has
it's
she?
cheating.
Okay.
Does the man know about it? Like, is it like one of those?
No, no.
You just said the prostitute for the.
But how come she wants?
But even
she wants to call-
even if it's a male or female, whatever it is, I personally think that it's actually you can look at it two different ways. Okay, the first way is it's probably better that he fucks a prostitute rather than go out and have an emotional connection. Because here's the thing: would you rather have a man fuck a girl, or would you rather have a man take care of a girl, spend money on a girl, resources on a girl? What hurts more?
none.
No, but what hurts more?
Both of those situations are
but
just
you have
not
to pick-
acceptable.
No, but you have to pick one or the other.
I can't.
I can't.
Because you know what the answer is. You know what the answer is.
no,
You know
it's
what the
not
answer is.
okay.
If you're if he's hooking up with like an escort, like they're hooking up with like 10 different people in a day.
Well, that's why you use a condom, right?
A condom doesn't protect from all STDs.
Double condom.
Double condom doesn't matter. If you're in a monogamous relationship with somebody, you should not be fucking anybody else.
Wait, hold on. If he doubles it, does that technically mean he's literally just fucking a robot? One of those sex dolls.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, is that if he's doubling it up, it's like one of those sex dolls, right?
Yeah, but even just because she offers herself.
If your partner is not okay with it or doesn't know about it, and then of course it's you're not being
Yeah.
faithful. You're not being upfront. Yeah, it's
That's an easy one. That's
that's an easy one. Next,
It's cheating.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I unfollow women on social media because when they announce their pregnancy, it fucking annoys me. What do you guys think of that?
That's weird.
I-
But you know what? I feel like
but
okay.
why does it
that's-
annoy the person?
They're
That's
only
the
following the
interesting
They
person
say-
for
Why?
sexual like
Why is it because
interest.
it's like
Yeah.
because let's face it, there's a lot of annoying thing like even like the whole like gender reveal like that shit's annoying to even not
Yeah,
just
it is.
males,
I
right?
love that.
I find some stuff on social media super annoying.
I
It's
agree.
like really, come on.
I just think it's really petty.
But why is that person
Yeah.
unfollowing them? Is it because is annoying?
Do they
why
want
is
a
it
chance
annoying?
with them? Is that what? Or
No, they were saying, hold on.
Let's see.
They were saying, because they're so annoying, only posting stuff about their baby like it's the only thing in the world that's going on. It can get worse after the baby's born because they end up posting 50 pictures of the kid doing shit normal kids do.
Yeah, of course. It's
You
super
could
annoying.
also just like mute the person.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to like rage unfollow. Like their baby. Like just rage unfollow.
I mean, if you know what I mean. The content is there. It's like we're consuming content, so you get to curate your content. And if you find it annoying,
Then
take
unfollow.
it off.
Yeah.
True.
Why,
Exactly.
like, why be annoyed? You have
Yeah.
a choice, right?
I
So yeah,
agree. I agree.
unfollow.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Unless
if
you
it's
just
like a
stop
coworker,
that.
if it's like a friend, family,
cares,
then that's
right?
that's
I
a
agree.
problem.
They're never gonna know. They're too in love with their situation.
Okay.
They're not gonna notice.
Okay. I'm a short male and I don't put effort into my life. I'm a young male and I don't put effort into my life because I'm too short. If I was taller, I would put more effort in and believe my life was better.
That is just the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, hold on. Ask this one right here. She dated a man that was same height.
But he lied.
So if he didn't lie, would you go on a date with him?
Yeah.
So
because-
5'3" king? So you'd be okay with
I
him?
mean, I wouldn't
No,
like
you're
it as
capping.
much.
You're
no,
capping.
no.
You're
But like,
capping.
okay, let's say that he was actually 5'7", like he said. I would like him more. But since he was 5'3" and lied about being 5'7", that just puts him even lower.
The question is, will you actually went out with them, seeing straight up?
I probably would
5'3".
have given it a chance.
You would have given.
I would have given it
real
a
talk.
chance.
Real talk. That's real.
Yeah, and then like
Okay.
hopefully his personality would have made up for what
The
he
extra
didn't.
5 inches. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
hold
hey,
on.
listen, his choice, right?
It's true.
He could put effort in, and who knows what that would get him.
Whatever you
if he
do,
wants to
gentlemen.
if you wanna
Effort
give
in.
up, if you want to give up, like I have no opinion on him. Like that's his choice. He's choosing to run his life his way. Like whatever works for you,
If
boo.
he's listening, whoever he is, listen, for short guys everywhere, you know, I'm a short guy, you know.
It's not the end of the
It's
world.
not the end of the world, you know, you can still grow sideways. Hit the
So-
ground.
No, but how are you gonna be short and have the audacity to not better yourself?
So
No, you don't. You know,
Hit the
it's a
gym, hit the
personal
gym.
choice. I don't.
No, but
there's-
it's like
there's
how do you
many
expect to
women-
make your life better if you're
no,
not
no,
gonna work on
no. Who
yourself?
cares if this guy wants to be in the
But
basement?
there's a lot of women. There's a lot of
Being
really good
short.
women that like short guys.
like doing nothing. That's
Alright,
just
let's-
like his own personal choice. Doesn't infringe on my
okay, this
life.
one is okay.
Let him be.
21-year-old with a 4-inch penis. I'm still a virgin, but would love to lose it, but I'm pretty insecure about my size. How could I work with it? Because I don't think it's that girthy either.
Is that AI? Is that AI? It's real.
What,
It's not
what-
the size of
what
the
advice
ocean.
would
It's
you
not
guys?
the size of the
Learn,
ocean. It's
learn.
the motion of the ocean.
So he has a 4-inch.
Yo, you know what? Oh, actually, this is perfect because you have women on the panel. What do you guys let them answer that?
All right.
Like this is the I mean, I can't help you. Like, sorry.
Size, 4-inch penis. What can he do? Can he take some of those
When
penis
you're in
pills
love, that 2
on Pornhub?
inches feel like 6.
In love, you just
When you're in
met them,
love.
What if you just try to get to know them? Though?
What if it's like
so
2
he has
inches?
to hold off.
But like, okay, hold on, because
But the D is what makes you get in love. Like, let's be real.
No.
this is a really
Come on.
big issue.
I've been with guys. I've been with guys. We waited, and then after I found out.
Whoa. The D gets you hooked.
No,
Yes.
no.
Let's be real, guys.
Let's
Maybe
can we be
for
honest?
you.
Can we be
Yes,
honest for a
let's be
minute?
honest.
Can we be honest for a
Yes,
minute?
please.
Hold on.
Maybe for me.
Let's speak,
Maybe
let's
for me.
speak.
I ain't getting D. I ain't getting D. Listen. As a guy that has been with a lot of women, I know unequivocally that if we don't have sex,
But isn't there like-
if we don't have sex, there's not gonna be an intimate like that deep intimate like romantic relationship that gets developed after the D's presented. Why would you guys cap on something like that? Like you're talking to me.
But is there like,
You like me, bro?
but is there like a higher expectation from you because you know like
Well, no. Let's not go there. It's not. It has nothing to do with that. I just know based on experience. Like, I mean, guys, I'm 41 years old. Like, you know what I mean? I've been around. Like, if we're gonna talk about real shit, let's not talk the shit, guys. Let's be real. Put all the cards on the table. If a guy, you're dating a guy, you have a crush on him, you love him. You don't love him. You don't. You're infatuated, maybe. But then he lays the D on you, and you're like, "Yo, Cindy, this guy's whack. Like, I can even orgasm. Boom, right there. Like, you're not gonna wanna, like, you know, the hook in the fish, you know, is not really there because the D's whack. Like, that's just a fact, guys. Like, let's not cap on that. Like, I mean, like, we really have to talk about
Okay,
this.
but on the
You guys
receiving
gonna lie
end,
to this
no,
guy?
it's not a lie.
Okay,
No, but on the receiving end, right? It's like there's toys, there's your fingers, there's your tongue.
Oh my God, are we gonna talk about? So you're already starting.
Use
so right now
skills,
you're already starting the
willingness to
problem.
please,
You're gonna bring
right?
twice.
She's
into the-
compromising already.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Thank you.
Okay, but
No.
This guy said he has 4 inches. That's not like terrible.
No, it's
That's-
not exactly.
not.
So that's why I'm asking.
But
you
he's
as a
probably
woman.
capping because he's probably saying 4,
And
but
he's saying
reduced
there's
to
no
like,
girth. And he's saying there's no girth.
Yeah.
like it's like
Come on, the
like,
female orgasm is a hard place to reach. I'll tell you.
No, but
like
if-
it's not. You know what I mean?
no, because
like,
if he's saying 4, then let's just reduce it.
it's
It's
like,
like 2.
Exactly.
It's like
Yeah.
2. It's like 2.
Probably not.
You guys know how guys are, right?
It's probably not. 2 inches is like this big. Like,
Okay,
Yeah,
no,
that's bad.
it's like
2 inches
bad.
is like 4
So
centimeters.
this is an inch right here. So if it's
This would be like, yeah,
this is-
she's right. That's
guys, I'm
about
a carpenter
2.
by trade. This is an inch right here. I'm a carpenter by trade.
so it'd be like this big.
So if a guy's
So,
saying
like, he
if he's saying he's 4 inches, even that's pretty bad. And
It's
is
not that
hard?
bad.
Is that hard? Is that soft? Is that semi? Like, as a woman, the question is, like, for this poor guy here, are you gonna actually allow that to be your entertainment? for the
Allow it
rest
to
of-
come inside.
Yes, exactly. Like this is something you have to decide because.
You're gonna add that to your
Why do marriages
body.
fail? Let's go deeper.
I'm-
Why do marriages fail? Why do marriages fail? Finances and sexual. That's why marriages fail. 65% of the time. That's a stat. Look it up.
Yeah, but I think it's
So
harder
don't
to
tell me
find
the
a
D
good
doesn't
man.
matter.
No,
Don't
but
tell me the D
it's
doesn't
harder
matter,
to
guys.
find a good man in general. So if he's a good man and like, okay, he falls short on that side, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna choose him.
Well, we're not going
right?
to prioritize it. Now,
Yes.
I've
Yeah.
never had the experience, so I can't speak that. I've never had a poor sexual experience.
There you go.
So I can't say,
Exactly.
right?
Have you heard friends? Have you have girlfriends? Obviously.
Yes,
I
of
know
course.
you have girlfriends, and I know.
And
this stuff.
and there's a lot of preference out there because
Yes.
I've had friends who are like they really prioritize the D.
Of course.
They
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a
wait, at 41?
huh?
If at 41,
No,
42?
I have a lot of younger friends.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
So they
at
would
42, you should
prioritize.
be
I remember
fucking proud
this,
of something else.
one of my friends ended up she ended up going with this doctor. He was like a specialist, so he made good money and everything. So she was all excited. So she goes on the date with this, he's a doctor. He picked her up in a nice Tesla. Everything's going great.
Tessie.
Nice dinner, right? But she loves sex and she won't wait. So she wants to know it's good right away because
Most women do.
because
Most women do.
no. She's out of all my friends, I used to say, you're like a dude.
Yeah.
Because she acted like a dude. Okay. Most girls can hold off a little bit, whatever.
Yeah.
This girl's like, no, I need to know right away. So
Yeah.
they ended up doing things
Yeah.
pretty quickly after that date. And she calls me, I remember, because I was in like a
course,
change room. I was
absolutely.
shopping and she's like, listen, she goes, it was so small. It was so small. She's like, I can never see him again. I'm like, are you sure? I mean, he seems like
And
nice.
you know what? I appreciate that story because this is the reality. Because and this is why guys have
For
to
some
go through-
people.
This is why guys
For
have to
some.
for a lot.
Don't
For a lot.
generalize.
I'm not generalizing. Listen, sweetie, I know things. Believe me, I know things. Especially the walk of life that I've had. Like I know a lot of things, and I've been surrounded by all walks of women, strippers, escorts. Like male escorts.
Yeah, you got around. You said.
No, for real shit. I'm just giving the whole point of this is to kind of shed light and add perspective. And my perspective is literally, if you look at the facts, the numbers don't lie. We can all sit around and talk shit. The numbers will never lie. The reason marriages fail, 2 things: finances, sexual intercourse. If the man can't hook you with the D, you're not gonna want to stay.
I don't-
Next guy that comes and try to woo you and hits you up in the DM, especially if you're a younger girl, especially if you're a girl. Your girl's talking about your man packing 9-10 inches and he's just giving her the work. You're gonna be like, well, wait a minute. If Cindy's having so much fun, why am I sticking around with Joe Mo over here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, especially in today's society. I'm an 80s baby. And it used to be a lot easier for guys back then. Now, with your Instagram, you got your this and your that, and it's just out there. Your ladies, you have to. Girls literally girls literally will call like, "Yo, can you come beat me down? Like, can you come beat me down?" Like, literally, they will call.
They're objectifying you.
They literally come down like, "Yo, can you come dick me down right now? Like, I really had a bad
They
week.
see you
Like,
as an
I'm
object.
losing it," like, you know what I mean? And that's just that's the way the
It is what it
That's
is.
the
It works
reality.
out for
Look
you.
at these girls.
That's the reality,
Lick me,
though.
these
That's the
girls.
reality because
Okay.
guys are not doing it.
So okay, so this are like a confession. So we're also reading some confessions too. Okay, this one is from DKDGADWW. My girlfriend is disabled in a wheelchair. She doesn't actually need my help in the bathroom. We're just going together so she could suck my dick.
What?
That's AI.
That's like
You do you.
TMI.
Are you really? This is real?
Yeah.
This is like information that we didn't need to know.
No, but okay, but
Hold on, wait.
whatever
But it
floats
leads
your
me to
boat.
it leads me to my next question though. Ace, would you date a disabled girl? Like, let's say like disabled.
Well, I got a big heart, so you know what? I don't know if I could do it. Like, you know, my mom's disabled, and I take care of her, so it would it would definitely play with my heartstrings. So I don't know. Like,
So you would do it?
yeah, I'll probably do it. Definitely, absolutely.
But maybe it depends on the disability.
Yeah,
too,
depends on
right?
the-
Like, let's say
depends.
let's say like she has like, I don't know, no legs
Yeah, that would be tough, man.
or no arms.
Yeah, that'd be tough. I would
Like just
like that would be tough. I don't know if I can't even because, you know, honestly, my heart goes out to disabled people because
Yeah.
it's one of those things that is, you know, really close to the chest plate. You know what I mean? So I'll probably stay away from it just because it's.
what if she's like super hot?
I probably
Still.
yeah.
Life is hard when
What about-
someone
It's because she can't high five you.
No.
No, but you know what, though?
Life is hard when someone has like
Yeah,
certain
absolutely.
health challenges, right? You're taking
Yeah.
on a lot. So.
But it's if they're
What if she's
dependent or independent.
But I'm saying as a guy,
Depending on the
like
disability.
if she's hot,
Yeah.
I don't know, like it's kind of a coin
Could you
flip.
be
I
in
would
a
say no.
committed relationship?
I would say it's a coin flip. No, like I mean, we're talking about how we're talking about how disabled too, though. I would say.
But if she's in a wheelchair and like, you know, we're dating for a while and then she had a car accident and then that's how she got. Then it's
Yeah.
different. Like, you know what I mean? Like you already have established that. You know.
Like, what if she's like a 10, but like she rolls in a wheelchair? Like that's.
Oh man, I'll just stay away. Like personally, there's a lot of other fish in the sea that could flap around and, you know what I mean.
I think
So-
some guys would actually still do
Well, I
it.
mean, that's a fetish.
I think some guys-
have-
That's a fetish.
That's a big fetish.
Yeah.
So some guys will definitely go over that. And,
Yeah.
I'd be a little suspicious of someone who's like specifically like
Yeah.
who's like
Yeah.
this
Hit me up if you're in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
like-
exactly. No,
I mean,
I couldn't do it.
it's because it's a big thing.
Okay, the next one is I have no respect for people who are pro-life.
Whole life.
Yeah.
That's like when you're against
Abortion.
getting abortion.
No, that's when you.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, yes,
Okay.
yeah. That's when you're against it. Yeah.
Anti-abortion.
Anti-abortion. Yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
they said they have no respect.
I have no
problem
respect for
for them,
people who are pro-life.
For anti-abortion.
I agree.
The people that basically don't believe.
Who, like,
I think it's important to have different opinions, and you don't have to like hate somebody just because they have.
I have
different
no-
opinions.
Well, I think the world is very polarized, right? I think you have like two opposite sides. But in this case, though, what do you guys think? Abortion, yay or nay?
I think if you're advocating for someone who needs an abortion or like knows that they can't commit to raising a child, I don't think you really care about like the life that they're going to conceive.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, here's my theory on this. Okay, I believe that you should have one and done. As in, like, you should be allowed to have
should
one
learn, you
abortion,
should learn.
and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you keep getting fucking abortions, then that's not fair. You
Yeah.
should keep the baby then. One and done. Everyone has
but
one and done.
Who suffers the most? The child.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
no, not
So it
necessarily.
should be one and
not
done.
necessarily
The
because
child will suffer if it has to go through the system. If it has to go through like a parent not caring or loving it, knowing it was unwanted, I feel like that's even worse because like you grow up.
But why would you
thinking-
say like that is such a horrible thing? Because there's a lot of people that have shitty lives, but then they make it out and they have a great life. You are taking away the experience of life. Like you are literally here because you were conceived and everything's you experiencing,
No,
whether
but
it's good or bad.
you're-
Life is all about experiencing. It's not about the good or the bad.
It's a big thing to put
I would
child
argue
through.
that so first of all, I think it's always important to have choice in that matter, it really doesn't really it's not something that men should really have even strong opinions on because women have to have the choice. Number one, it's just
So why
important.
is it fair that a man can't have a choice on keeping it or losing it?
Can I answer?
Like why is it only solely up to the woman? Why can't the man have a say in it?
Of course, the man's opinion. So if there's a couple, we have to break it out, right? Scenario is, you're saying like a scenario is there's a couple involved, and now the woman, let's say, wants the abortion and the man doesn't. Of course, his opinion matters. However, because he's not, like, if they can't work it out, then it's ultimately her choice. Like, you can't force someone to go through a pregnancy and then, of course, taking care of the child. And
In some places in the world, you can.
Yeah, but that's not cool.
Yeah,
That's not cool. That's not right.
But why?
You
But
should
why?
never force, because you should. It's a freedom thing. You're
To kill?
infringing on someone's freedom, but you're not killing.
But you are killing because I think
you are technically. Yes,
you are.
You're technically.
You are taking away a life,
there
a potential
are
life.
cells that are now multiplying inside. Yes, there's, that's going to be a life. However, we obviously do abortions within a certain period of time.
3 months.
No, I think it's longer than 3 months.
No. 3 months in Canada, it's 3 months.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I thought it was 5 months.
She's like, yeah.
I'm a feminist.
She's like,
I thought
I
it was
know,
5
I know.
months. I thought it was 5 months.
No, I mean, obviously, sex education matters. Obviously, there's like, it's better to be proactive. Like, at the end of the day, nobody thinks it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody. I'm not saying that it's good at all. I'm just saying that there's many circumstances, and the problem is that, unfortunately, it's an unfortunate part of something we have to kind of deal with and accept, is that if there's a woman who has multiple abortions, like, I would question what's going on with that person.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I would question that specifically that person, that's the last person I want raising a child. Because if that person puts herself in positions, and we're going to assume that it's like she's not being, sexually like exploited or raped, right? We're going to assume that she's choosing to have unprotected sex or whatever it is. If she's putting herself in those or allowing this to happen, right? Because we have all manners of ways to prevent this in the first place. So if this,
Well, that's why I said one and done.
no, but that's what I'm saying. If this particular woman who's having multiple abortions, with having access to all these like birth control measures, then that's the last person I want raising children. That's the last person I want. So I'm not forcing that woman, especially. Rather, because we know too, like, there's so many.
There's so many reasons, though. There's so many reasons.
So many
to abort.
children that grow up with bad parents or in bad circumstances, and your circumstances really direct where you end up in life.
True. How about you, Jess?
Yeah, I'm pro-choice.
Oh, you're pro-choice?
Yeah.
Oh, I would not expect that for some reason. What's your standpoint on it?
I just feel like pretty much I agree with everything Dorothy just said. There's so many situations where there's an unwanted pregnancy, and I actually don't believe that, like, within the first 3 months it's even alive. So yeah.
Wait, you say you're pro-choice?
Yeah, pro-choice. Wait, what's pro-choice.
Yeah, pro-choice.
Pro-choice.
There's pro-choice, pro-life, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So choice.
But like
is
I
abortion.
understand the pro-life argument, and
It's not a
Guys, I think it's a whole bunch of malarkey at the end of the day. I think everybody just should just shut the fuck up and give the woman a chance to decide what's best and what's most conducive for her.
Yeah.
That's
it's none of our business. That's the thing. It feels so weird to even speak about it.
I don't even know why anybody would care what you did if you got a situation where you got pregnant, or you. Why would anybody give two shits? Like,
are you going to take care of that child when
right? Like,
right?
you know what I mean? I'm you know what I'm pro against? I'm pro against bringing into a child into this world, into this crazy, fucked up, sinful world that you're not ready to take care of. That's what I'm pro against. Because again, I know it all too well. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. The woman, if you feel like you can't bring this child in and you don't have either the finances or the means to raise that kid and take care of him, whatever the case is, you should definitely 100% have the choice to either yay or nay. That's it.
Too many people live in misery.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Life is hard. Life is hard.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And if if especially growing up poor or growing up struggling and stuff like that, you don't have to do that. So I mean, I think you just have to be able to say, you know what, the choice is yours.
The choice.
And having the choice is having the choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think forcing somebody to give birth is just like so disgusting.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, let's go to the next one. This is from some random dude 146. I sucked myself off with a vacuum that didn't even belong to me. I borrowed a shop vac from work to clean out my camper. I got carried away and horny and ended up sucking myself off with it. Came right in the hose. I brought it back and pretended like nothing happened.
Yeah,
Well, it is a shop vac, so it's a wet dry.
You know what?
Right? It's wet dry.
I want to say this.
wet dry.
Why do you have something to say about that?
There's a lot of dudes that do like I've heard some different stories about vacuums, like
Yeah.
Dyson vacuums doing that shit. Like,
Doesn't even work.
so like they like
No, but the
But
dice is like this.
wouldn't that, like, that's a lot of suction, bro. Like a shop vac was like really powerful.
dude, if people like choke themselves in masturbating, then they will do that, right? Vacuum cleaners, man. Next time, don't ever buy a used vacuum cleaner. Now you guys know. Now you guys
Especially
know.
shop vac.
Yeah.
Right now, you guys know.
Well, it's not like you're really.
You know what? To
touching
each
it.
his own. You want to use a vacuum? Go ahead.
Oh God.
Okay.
Do you?
Let's see.
Interesting.
I'm a like live and let live type of person. So
Yeah.
whatever floats your
Whatever
boat.
floats your boat, right? Hey,
That's a little.
just keep that to yourself. Don't be telling too many people.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's a anonymous confession, right? Okay. This one's for Ace. I absolutely loved watching people lose close to me crypto.
Wow. Oh, hey, he's a
So many people, and I mean so many people I know, were obsessed with cryptocurrency, watching YouTube videos, listening to podcasts on Reddit all day talking about how much they were getting rich. Some of them cashed out when the proper time came, but some of them didn't. I told them the entire time it was a scheme to get people like them to invest invisible money for the sake of making an easy buck.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, crypto, like any sort of investing, like anything else, like, you know, a lot of people lost lost in stocks, traditional finance. I think people get all confused with what crypto is because of the stigma around it. But I mean, guys, we're talking about an asset that's now accepted by the banks. So that guy that's, laughing at those people, I mean, there's tons of other people that have done substantially well with crypto, i.e. me, yours truly. And I live a fantastic life due to it, right? So it's all about understanding that you have to, you have to know what the space is that you're going into, whether it's financial, traditional financial markets, or whether it's crypto, digital assets. One is going to be the winner, right? There'll always be a winner. And markets are cyclical. Markets, go through cycles.
Yeah.
Apple was at 3 trillion, right? Before in 2021.
Yeah.
And then it went all the way down to 1.5.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people lost their shirt there. You know what I mean? In the financial crisis of 2008, something as solid and as safe as your house got you wrecked.
That's true.
Right?
That's
so,
true.
I mean, there's always a place to lose, but at the end of the day, you just, you got to pick the winners, guys. So I'm
also a
pro
long game.
I'm pro crypto.
It's also a long game.
Exactly.
You gotta know. You gotta be able to play the long game,
And you got to zoom out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pro crypto because at the end of the day, the numbers will never ever lie. And if you look at the performance from Bitcoin versus anything else, it's the number one. It's outperformed gold, something that's been around for 6,000 years. Do the research, guys. Just look into it. Like gold perform will give you a return on an APY of 23%. Bitcoin did 3,000. So yeah, I think I'll take the latter.
All right, let's do last one. You think I'm a good brother? I hired an escort for my brother with Down syndrome last month. I don't regret it, and he still smiles about it.
He's a good brother.
Good brother or bad brother?
Good brother.
Sounds like a good brother to me.
But he's still smiling about it, so she must have been fucking
I mean,
good. Like, she must have been fucking him good.
Why not?
Is this real?
This is real. This is real.
Oh my god.
No, I have no problems with that again.
Yeah, that's
No
pretty
issues.
cool, actually.
So the brother has Down syndrome. So who has Down syndrome?
So his brother has Down syndrome,
And he got the.
and he got his brother an
got a
escort.
little girl.
But like,
That's cool. That's cool.
and he's still smiling till this day.
I seen that. I seen that on Reddit.
Yeah. So okay, so one more. This one's actually pretty good actually. Okay, I really like this OnlyFans girl, but there's this only girl on OnlyFans, and I really like her, and even want to marry her. Literally all the women I've met in real life, from restaurants to shopping malls to random shopping stores, women walking on streets, clubs, bars, and gyms, women on dating apps. I'm obsessed with this girl and I really want to marry her. She is legit a 9.5 out of 10, but it's more than looks. There's something special about her. Feminine energy puts me at ease even through text. She mentioned before in the past that man's actions to show love instead of his words. Anyways, I want to tell her I love her and ask her for a phone number, and I'll even pay $100 to ask her for it.
She probably has a lot of guys
I feel like
that
this
think
guy's
that.
already answered his own question.
Yeah.
He's
But
like,
I think that's what's interesting is that like I think that shows how fucked up the dating scene is in terms of males, mostly males, because
that's not dating.
it's so
That's not
no even then. But even then, I think it also shows how lonely men are, because I think when you actually analyze that and you actually see what he's talking about, like this guy truly believes that he can get this girl because he's so desperate for it. Instead of going out in public and getting these other girls, he's going to an OF girl, which is the first red flag. Second thing is that he believes that he can actually get this girl, and that's the crazy part, is that he's living in a fantasy. And I think a lot of men.
He said he wanted to marry her. You didn't say that he had a chance.
Yes, but what I'm trying to say is that men truly do fantasize about these things, and it's actually kind of mind-blowing because they are so lonely. And I think that's one thing that women don't understand, is that the average life of a man is incredibly lonely, and it's incredibly sad.
No,
why
I
do
think
you
it's
think
true.
it's lonely? Why do you think men are
Because
lonely?
men don't get the opportunities that women get. Because here's the thing, you guys have an overabundance of options. They might not be the best options, but you are never lonely. That is the difference, right? Men don't even get the options of having different partners. They don't even get one single DM.
Pussy power.
That's not
So much to
true.
unpack there. Well, first of all, how do we know
The
women
average
are
man.
not lonely? Like, you can't speak to a
Because
woman's
you can
experience.
because guys will always message you. Doesn't matter what you look like.
But
You could be 600
loneliness is
pounds and still
different
have,
than that.
have
But wait, let's define loneliness, because messaging doesn't mean you're not lonely. Just
No,
because
but-
you're getting messages.
No, but the difference is that it's any
Could
sort
still
of
be
it's
sad.
it's any sort of human interaction, because even with males as well, men in general don't even engage that much in like personal conversation and going out and all that stuff, because number one, most men have to work all the time. Most men have to make a living for themselves.
Yeah,
most men have
women
to,
do too. We're in the Western
no, but the difference
society
is
right
that
now.
men will go through their whole entire lives without even getting a single compliment from the other sex. You guys, on the other hand, will get the option of having a overabundance of men that you can choose from. You can have any type of guy that you want. Men, in my opinion, will hook up and date any sort of variations of sizes and looks and all that stuff. Men are not that picky. Men will fuck anything, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Most men will.
100%.
So what I'm trying to say is that you have that human interaction that men actually don't have. Men don't possess that, like, you know, even hand holding, kissing, the basics of what it is.
I
Do you
think
think
what I
that's-
agree with.
Do you think, sorry to interrupt, do you think that it's, do you think this is a new problem, or do you think this is a
No, this is a new
long-standing-
problem. This is a new
and what
this is
do
a
you
new
think
problem.
created this new problem?
I believe that there's a lot of different factors. I believe that the loss of interaction, but I also think that because of how the landscape has changed so much in the way we interact, like let's say with the internet, let's say with the dating apps especially, has changed everything. I think that is the biggest thing, because before 20, 30 years ago, you would have to go on dates, you'd have to meet people, you would be forced to be confident, forced to go ask that girl, right? Now it's like you're behind a scene where you're behind like a fucking like phone and you're just swiping. But the thing about dating apps that people don't understand is that it's a middleman that doesn't want you to succeed.
Who's the middleman?
The dating app.
The dating app
The
doesn't want you to
doesn't want you to
succeed.
succeed, because why would they want you to succeed?
Why do you say that?
Because they want you to stay on the app
on
longer.
it.
How do they set it up so that you don't?
Because it's strictly based on, so the way it works is this: dating apps strictly look at one metric and one metric only, and that's looks. And the problem with that is, it's okay if a guy is swiping and looking at girls, because guys rate, the number one thing that guys want in women is their looks, their beauty, their attribute, right? So for men, that's okay. But for females, it's complete opposite. They're basing it on that metric. But females, for the most part, don't base off that stuff for relationships. They look at stuff like, is he confident? Does he have money? Does he have status? Is he hilarious? All those things. But you don't get that with online dating.
don't.
So
Maybe
that's
it's because
why it's a
women want a
flawed.
long-term partner.
Sorry?
Maybe it's because women want a long-term partner.
No, but it's not even that though.
And
You,
also-
you
no,
don't
but-
even get the stage to even get to that person, to
With-
even meet that
I
person
think
first
with
date.
men as well, it's like I feel like men develop their material possessions more than they develop their emotional being.
Why would a
And I
man need
feel
to be emotional?
Because men, I feel like men, the reason why women are never lonely is because we have our community of other women as well, right? When we have breakups, when we go through grief, all this, we have other women to lean on. And I feel like with men, it's like, oh, just don't cry, just get through it, blah, 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 like whatever. Like,
but who does? But here's the thing, though.
No, but men, I think also it's like men don't really reach out as much as women reach out to their friends, their partners, their family, right?
Men reach out to other men. They will never
not
reach.
to talk about things that matter, that are deep. And I feel like that's why they feel more lonely, right? That's why they don't have the connection that women have with other women, right? Because I would say, like, with my female friends, I have this sisterhood with my ex's friends. What I noticed is, like, his friendships with them were very shallow. Like, how can you be friends with someone for 8 years and not know that their father passed away like 2 years ago? And that's so common. I've noticed.
I think that what you're speaking to actually is just, it's basically biological design. So there's really strong gender differences or sexes between the sexes in terms of how we deal with emotions and how we connect, right? So men do have relationships, and how I've noticed men connect with other men, like there's a different way that you guys will connect and find the connection with your guys, okay? And it doesn't mean, and you're not going to sit around and hand each other Kleenexes and cry, and probably that's not the way men connect. I haven't seen that. You know, maybe you guys get together and drink, maybe you go together, maybe you play hockey or another sport, right? Men connect differently than women. So it's a kind of a bit of a judgment, and because it's a misunderstanding between the sexes. Like, we think, sometimes women think we're superior because we have we break up, and it's true that it helps us, right? We have this deeper emotional support network. So if we break up with a guy, we can cry and sit around and talk and then get over it. Guys sometimes have a hard time accessing their emotions, and so they're not going to sit there and talk with their guys, right? They're going to maybe go drinking and stuff. But it's not necessarily good or bad. It's different, and it may affect us differently how we solve our challenging times, right? So it's just it's not that men are bad because they don't choose it. It's not a choice. Men don't choose not to be emotional and like crying.
Well, no, I would say this though. The reason why men are okay. So when it comes to like stuff like breakups, I'd say, right? I would say the reason why men take it harder is because men actually love for real. Women don't, because here's the thing. When you actually analyze how women and men love, it's two completely different things. Women love opportunistically, meaning that women will love you for what you bring to the table. Security, money, status, all those things. Men love idealistically, meaning that they love the idea of being in love with you. So if we look at something like Great Gatsby, is a great way to see, example is that Gatsby was in love with the idea with being with her, with Daisy, right? And so what happens is that when you break up with a man, it's two heart losses. He lost you as an individual, and then he lost the idea of being in love with you. So that's why it's so difficult for men to get over that, because I'll give you a prime example. Let's say you have a father, okay, and your father is, you think your father's a great dad, okay, and you think he's this awesome person, but then you find out afterwards he raped somebody. The idea of that still in your mind that my dad is great is gone, and that's why it hurts. It's the same way when men love a female. It's the exact same thing. The idea hurts more than the actual physical person sometimes. So it's a double loss.
Yeah, but that's idealizing.
But that's how men love, though.
But first of all,
that's not real.
The argument you're making is flawed in a very fundamental way. There are basically, if we look at evolutionary psychology, we understand the reason why. For example, we talked a lot about status and high value men and why women maybe, let's say, that's more attractive for a woman, right? Why is that more attractive? Because resources are attractive. Evolutionarily speaking, that's important, right? Because there were times, now things are a little bit different, right? But there were times, and we are still those humans that were in caves where, the guys had to go out and hunt and the women stayed back and took care of, right? So we are still, that programming hasn't left. and we can put layers
think
on
so?
top. No, it hasn't,
It hasn't left.
and that's science, right? So it hasn't left, but we can layer fluff on top of it because we live this different life now, right? We're not in caves. We're not
Yeah,
out
but the
hunting
thing is,
for buffaloes.
no,
I think
no,
that's
but no,
nature
but the thing
versus
is,
nurture.
But wait, because
I
because
wouldn't
that's
say
important.
people-
So I wouldn't say so. No. So I think what I take kind of umbrage with is the idea that women don't love for real, because you said opportunistic, but it's not opportunistic. If you're, I mean, I'm sure there are opportunistic people for sure, 100% on both sides. But what we're like, if we're going to discuss like what women feel and men feel, I think we have to be real and really understand why things look a certain way. Because just because a woman might value like high status guys
Because-
get a lot of girls, why? Why?
because I'll say this. No, because
they
I'll
have
say this.
resources.
No, because I'll say this. Because humans are very primal. When you strip
Yes.
up everything,
Yes.
they're very primal. So I'll give you even another example. When, let's say, Genghis Khan, when he slaughtered literally villages, these women that were left behind, they would literally fall in love with him. They
We don't know
slaughtered.
what
Hold
they
on.
felt.
No.
We weren't
They
there.
slaughtered their whole family.
Yes.
But because she had to survive, she fell in love
Well, we
with,
don't-
Didn't mean
with her.
she fell in love.
Opportunistic. And that is that's exactly.
survive.
Yeah.
But first of all,
Didn't mean she fell in love.
no.
Hold on.
First of all, we don't know. We don't know
the Stockholm
this
It's,
person
syndrome.
felt.
it's more than proven that when women
We don't know if what they
women will do anything for their survival. That's why when you think about like stuff like this, okay, a woman back then in let's say 1800 1700, if she got pregnant, okay, and she, let's say there was 4 guys that fucked her, okay, number one, that's why in the eyes of that's why women who are promiscuous, men don't like that, because you don't know who the kid is, right?
Of course.
But the second thing is this, is that if she literally did not have a man to take care of her, she would perish. So it shows that women will do anything for the survival, but that doesn't even mean it's just women. That's all animals.
But men will
That's
do the
all
same.
animals
But that's
on-
a
on that
biological
side.
Men will do the
imperative.
same.
But that's a- but
for
that's
the
a
survival of their
But no,
lineage.
but it is biological, and that's why I said the closest thing to unconditional love.
That's why they sleep
is,
with so many women.
No, the
right?
closest thing to unconditional love is a man loving a woman, because when men love, they love for real.
I just don't disagree with
women
this. Like
don't.
women love.
No,
for
women
real.
love
I think-
optimistically.
No, I don't.
I
That is the
don't know.
biggest
As a woman who's loved like roaches, who had nothing,
You said roaches?
roaches.
Okay, and where is he now? Where is he now?
Gone,
There,
gone.
there you go. So that's what I'm trying to say.
still, but
That's-
it
thank
doesn't-
you,
it
thank
doesn't
you,
mean
thank
that-
you for proving my point.
No, but it
Thank
doesn't
you.
mean you didn't genuinely love them, right? You can still
But
love
th- but-
someone without.
But that is the difference, though, is that he did not provide the resources that you needed. He did not provide what you wanted. So
Yeah,
you
but
left.
That wasn't-
You can love.
No, but that wasn't the reason.
the
That
difference
wasn't
is
the
this.
reason why it
No,
ended.
The difference
That
is this.
wasn't the
No,
reason why it
hold on,
ended.
shh. The difference is this. If you go as a man, okay, I can go and I can love a woman that works at McDonald's. You can't do the same. You literally cannot do the same. She can bring nothing to the table.
Okay.
Nothing to the table. But I can still love her because of her beauty or whatever it is. her
Because
attribute.
she does
men
bring something to
prioritize
the
different
table.
Things. You guys prioritize physical, like, so you are.
Women do that too. Women do
no,
that
no,
too.
No, you're right.
Physical attributes,
No,
women
you're
do that
right.
too.
No, 100%. However, well, let's just not say it, because there's obviously variety of things. But on average, in general, we can say men prioritize physical attributes, right? That's why it wasn't a comedian that said it. Like if fucking Beyonce was working at McDonald's,
Yeah.
like it doesn't matter. But if Jay-Z was working at McDonald's,
Exactly.
he's like nobody,
Yeah.
right? No one's dating him,
Mm-hmm.
right?
But you'll be surprised.
No,
No.
it's true.
No, you're-
On
no, it's right.
average, it's
She's right.
true. We women, for sure, we can't help it, but that doesn't mean love isn't real. That just means that when we're looking at a potential partner, there's certain things that we're going to prioritize, right? So it's like, yes, attractiveness, of course. Like if a guy's, there's some really not attractive guys. They have a lot of money. It's like,
But that's
not
Some of the
easy.
baddest bitches are
And
like,
you know
what
what?
happened?
But that-
What happened there?
But you know what?
What are these things?
You picture yourself and you're like, that would be hard. It would be hard to be there because you'd really have to overcome a lot of like natural, like, ugh.
But it's the conditioning, like I just went back to, like it all circles right back. The person, especially the woman, being opportunistic, will actually always do what's more conducive for her survival.
Yep.
So for example,
Yep.
let me run a scenario.
And her
right?
children.
Let me
Hold on.
run a scenario, quick scenario, very simple. So you have a guy, right, that comes into your life, single mom, you got 2 kids. This guy is some big lip nigga, fucking like ugly fucking Jay-Z looking motherfucker, right? But he's a billionaire. Like, I mean, life changing money, right? So now he comes into your life, and you necessarily don't like him because he's not good looking at all. Doesn't have the good looking, qualities. Doesn't have the D, all the things that women look for. But he's got the number one thing that collapses marriages, which is the financial aspect. He's a billionaire.
That has nothing to do with love.
That
still has nothing to do with love.
No, but that's where it comes in.
Committing versus loving someone.
Hold on. But
one person.
This is really simple. There's always, and we could all agree, because she's a single mom. She's in a situation. She sees a guy, an opportunity presents itself, clear as day, and he's a billionaire. And now he comes in with all this wealth. The financial aspect erases everything. Everything. Yep. Even though she knows she will not be happy. Like, she definitely won't be happy for sure. But financially, she knows, hey, I'll be able to have the Bentley, the mansion, the whatever, the shopping sprees, everything that I ever dreamed of. Things that most women dare not dream of. I will have that. So you know what? I'll suck it up. I'll buy the bullet and I'll suck some dick.
Yep. 100%.
It'll be, and you will love it. She will learn to love it. Absolutely.
Maybe not.
Absolutely.
But the point is it is very attractive.
Right? Yeah.
Because life is hard.
Of course.
Right? And so if you have an opportunity to make your life a little easier in those aspects, those like the hard parts,
the
and then your kids
aspect.
or whatever,
that's the most important aspect too.
True.
Like it's your basic needs, right?
Yeah.
Everything's taken care of, and then plus. But I also will say this, that some high value guy with all the assets, it's not just the assets, right? That guy got those things a certain way. He arrived in that position in a way. Perhaps he's like extremely smart, he's successful because of some other reason. So maybe he's got a very charming personality. Like maybe there's other things.
That's definitely but that's what I'm trying to. But that's what I'm trying to say is that those attributes all lead to one thing and one thing only, right? Because here's the thing: is that we like to base things on numbers because numbers are easy, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, it's easy to analyze. It's easy to like balance. It's easy to understand that this is that much, and so on and so forth, right? So when it comes to that, like, yes. So when you look at all those quality traits, like let's say he's smart, let's say he's intelligent, let's say he's all those things, but he's broke. You wouldn't still want to date with him.
No, because
but that's what I'm trying to say, though.
He has potential. And I feel like
but there you go, though.
Potential doesn't pay the bills, baby girl.
No, but hold on.
Potential don't pay the bills.
Potential is what, though?
The bill comes due.
Hold on, Ace. Potential is what? Being an opportunistic person, is that not? You're basically banking in on him.
Let's go back to the original topic where you said that women don't love men genuinely and only men do that. That was the original topic. Yes,
and it's true.
And that's not true because you can still love someone that you don't choose.
Okay, wait. So
What do you mean?
You can still love someone
You don't choose?
that you don't choose.
That doesn't make sense.
You can choose to go forward with someone. You can choose to have a future with someone that you might not love romantically. You could love them in other ways, but not romantically.
And you will,
and still continue to be with them.
And you will eventually leave.
Yeah,
and that's the point.
No,
and you will eventually leave because
I'm saying you could choose to be with someone for the rest of your life because he's able to provide a future for your children, your progeny. Right? Yourself.
And that is what I'm trying to say.
But that doesn't mean you don't love them genuinely because that was a topic. That was a topic.
No, because here's the thing though, is that as soon as a man cannot provide those things, you bounce, you leave. No. As soon as he's broke, as soon as he can't,
that's not true. That's not true.
It is true. No, as soon as he's broke, as soon as he's not the same person, you bounce. That is the difference. Men will stick through it. Think about it like this, okay? Hold on. Even if he's not even rich, okay? As soon as he changes his personality, as soon as he changes anything, women bounce. They leave. Men will work through it. Men will
leave women for not looking the same way they look.
I read a study once that said, like, when a woman's husband gets sick, she'll most of the time stick by the husband. But when a woman gets sick, most of the time the guy leaves.
Yes. That's true. Like, literally, that's when you see the most cheating happen.
Yeah.
Hold on.
If a guy loves for real, you think he would stick with his wife through sickness and through health. As soon as the wife gets sick, the dude leaves.
That's a natural stat. That's a stat.
That is.
I never heard that.
That is.
I've never heard that stat.
I actually I read it online. So I mean,
But that's just because you read it online doesn't mean that.
no, I know, but
We could pull it up right
seen,
now.
Like I've
But what
seen
I'm trying
different.
to, okay, but here's the thing about that metric though. Okay, first of all, how bad is there's so many different variations. Okay. How bad is the injury, right? Is it
No,
something,
we're talking
is it
about,
something,
like-
is it something that he will recover from? Because that
no, we're
itself
talking about
is
terminal.
different.
The fact was like terminal illness.
No, it's not even just like terminal illness. It's like if your wife is like bedridden for like 6 months, the dude will get bored and like go cheat
yeah.
or like
But
get bored and like
that-
go try to find someone else.
That's on both parties.
No, what
No.
my dad got so sick and his wife was at the hospital every single day, like loyal, so loyal, didn't even think about leaving. The doctors literally gave him
What you mean your mom?
no, my stepmom.
Oh, your stepmom.
Yeah, so he was sick in the hospital. The doctors gave him a death sentence. He needed 2 18-hour operations. My stepmom stuck in that hospital. She was there morning till night. It was amazing, and I just can't see. I don't know any man personally that would be able to do like what she did.
There's rarities. There's rarities. Like I'll tell you right now. Like there's always going to be the anomalies. There'll always be anomalies are a big constant in the variation. So, for example, me, like during COVID, my girl, she got COVID. She had to fly back from Miami. She was like riddled with COVID, like really bad.
because she was in Miami.
She was hospitalized. But the point is, I wasn't a little bitch and got scared. Oh my God, this is a new illness. This is gonna kill me. Like
No, but I mean,
took care of
we're
her.
talking about
I nursed her back.
long-term
But,
illnesses.
I mean, hey, but whoa. People for the longest time, guys, this is just 2 years ago. People thought COVID was a long-term illness.
Well, that's
Right.
It was a big deal. Like there was a whole world.
It was a
shut
big
down.
deal.
Well, that's why that metric makes no sense because
that's what I'm saying.
you don't know what. Because here's the thing: that metric that stat that you just said right now, it's not even in detail because it could be so many different illnesses. It could be like you. It could be like you got the flu and your wife stayed beside you, right? So that itself makes no sense because here's the thing: the reality is this: if your man cannot provide for you, if your man cannot take care of your kids, you are going to leave because your biggest priority as a woman is to make sure that you take care of your kids. If your man can't take care of your kids, she will bounce because that is her number one
That's not
priority.
true.
Even without kids, even without kids,
That's
yeah.
not
Even
true.
without kids.
If
I
that
don't
was
think it's true.
If that was true, then we wouldn't have a whole bunch of women in, like there's a lot of low income families. Like why aren't those women leaving those
Because
guys?
they're not high value women. They're not attractive. They can't get a man
There's
that
a lot of attractive women.
they cannot. That is
Take
the
that back
that is the
right now.
reality. No, that is the reality that you have to live in. Is that like these women are not attractive? That's why they have to go for lower class men. If women are attractive, they will get higher value men. That is how it always
That's a
been.
fact. That's a fact.
And I'm not
You guys
disputing that.
have to know that.
No,
You
I'm
have
not
to know that.
disputing. I'm not
Right?
disputing that. Of course.
So she's gonna take what she can take because that's
But
for her survival.
not every woman. First of all, this is the thing, right? And that's why I mentioned attachment. Attachment theory is real good science, and it really explains a lot about the relationships that we have with each other. Okay, that's number one thing that explains it. So if you doesn't matter, there's a lot of you might look at a woman and go, "This girl's hot. What is she doing with that guy?" Right?
Oh,
but
absolutely.
that
See that all
girl,
the time.
like many girls, don't even know their worth. Okay, first of all, there's a lot of attractive women walking around there, settling. Let's say, even say that because that's kind of a judgment statement. But settling, let's say, for less. Okay, because they don't even realize. Like I have a girlfriend who is gorgeous. Like every guy that sees her is like, "Oh my God, introduce me to this girl." And this girl, all she ever says is things like, "Oh, but I have this or I have that," and just constant like criticism of herself, and tends to gravitate towards men who don't value. Right?
Maybe that makes her a low value woman because she doesn't
she's
know
not
her
a
worth.
low value woman because if a man's looking at her, he's thinking, no, she's got everything, personality, sweet, okay, hot, sweet, beautiful. Like that's it. She's like the full package.
Yeah.
And if you got sick, trust me, she would stay with you. Like that's the kind of human she is. She's an amazing human, but doesn't realize her own value. So therefore, right?
That goes, we chalk that.
Oh, wait,
up as
sorry, wait.
Chalk that up as insecurity.
Sorry, wait. How old is she?
32.
Okay, well, that's the reality of what it is that when you reach that age, the reason why some women settle is because you have a biological clock, right? So some women think like, oh, fuck, okay, you know, my clock is ticking. I want kids. I want this. So I will settle with this man. If she was 23, 22, she would not be with that fucking guy. She would be trying to find someone else who's higher value. But because her time is running out, she's trying to get what she can get.
You make a good point. She makes a good point. Why I would say that? Because like another situation, an ex-girlfriend of mine that I actually right before me, she was dating a tranny, right? She was dating a tranny, like, and this girl, like, let me tell you, she was a good-looking girl, right? But I found it really strange when she said, "Oh, with my ex before, I got to tell you something," and she was very upfront with this. Like she told me, like, you know, like second, third date, like, you know, my ex before he was a tranny, blah blah blah. I'm like, a tranny? Why was this? Oh, well, I didn't really know. So she kind of got catfish into the relationship, right? But kind of stuck with it throughout, right? She kind of stuck with it and made it work. But the point is, she didn't even really put her, like, she was so insecure due to like bad relationships leading up to that, that this is what she settled for. And I'm like, hey, you're crazy. Like, this is like, you're an 8 or 9 easily. Like, why would you know what I mean? But the insecurities were so real because that's what her condition was. That's all her reality was that. And then, I mean, I come along and then it's just bam, bam, big one. It's a completely different, now she's actually up to par and matched up with a guy that actually, you know what I mean?
That
like,
makes,
you know what I mean?
sense for her.
But Ace,
friends are like, finally, there you go.
But Ace, what do you say that because? Okay, but going back to my previous point, when you say that when a woman meets a man that's that high of a like caliber, she won't date under anymore. So once she meets that person, now she's only gonna date more and more and more. So what I was trying to say before about
level changed
exactly,
like completely. Now.
And what I was gonna say before is that women, the reason why women don't love as much as men is because men won't love you. Men will love you even if you don't bring anything to the table, right?
No.
That is the difference. Hold on, women will never date below. They will either date their equal or above. So you have to ask yourself this: which sex is more shallow? I would say 100% more women.
Oh no, you
you know what? It sounds chauvinist. It sounds really chauvinist, but like, listen, guys.
But it's not
like,
shallow. It's a biological imperative.
It sounds.
Wait, let him speak.
It sounds very chauvinist. Like, I mean, let's be honest. It sounds very chauvinist. It sounds very misogynistic. Right? I mean, it does sound like that. But honestly, guys, like as women, you guys have to be aware of the reality. Being aware is the biggest thing. That's the biggest flaw, because you guys are instinctual creatures, right? Can we agree? Women are very instinctual creatures. You guys have like this instinct, kind of like the spider sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys know,
hopefully,
right?
Yeah, we all have spider sense.
No, you know what I mean? Like, you guys have instinct. You're very you know, like, you're very good with that. That's something that men don't really have when it comes to
we talk about intuition,
yeah, you know what I mean? Like a woman's intuition, right?
Well, we have to be able to discern, right? If we're gonna have children,
that's a perk. That's a blessing that, you know, because again, the scales are tipped differently on either side. But what I'm trying to tell you is, like, if a woman now realizes that, hey, okay, I could get this high caliber guy, her security, like, she kind of goes up the grade. It's like grading a card. Right? Like, now that card is like a 10 out of 10 because now it's like, it's been graded. Like, the man comes into the relationship and he literally grades the woman. He certifies her. Now you have a high value man. He's good. He's hot. He's good looking. He's got all the finances. And now this woman who thought insecurely enough that she was a 6 or a 5 now gets a taste of that. And she's like, hey, wait, I could swing for the fence here. Yeah. Right? And you know what I mean? Now you have the one-off where, okay, well, yeah, this guy, he's right. Absolutely. And now the paradigm shift happens, right? Now that woman who was dating trannies, right? and guys that were abusing her, now the paradigm shift happens. And you see it time and time again, right? Even in Hollywood. You see it all the time. Like, we see it all the time. What's her name? When she was dating Mr. Woodcock. Tomb Raider girl, what's her name?
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah. When the world was shocked when Angelina Jolie started dating and got married to fucking that guy. He looked like, what's his name? Mr. Woodcock, the guy.
I know who you're talking about.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Like, you see it all the time. We literally watch it as our lives
True.
go by. I mean, like, think about it.
No,
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
No, but I think personality-wise, they get along, right? Like, the whole, like, blood
we're not gonna say that, but I'm saying that's a perfect case because she's a high-valued woman. He's a high-value one, but I mean, look at the scales. Like, she's a 10 out of 10. Angelina Jolie, and who the fuck is this guy?
But that shows you
right?
shows you right there, right? That that women don't prioritize physical attractiveness. We don't prioritize.
But that's
Okay,
the
but that's
anomaly.
the only metric, though.
That's the
No,
anomaly.
That is the only, but that is the only metric, though. Other than that, you guys value everything else. Here's the thing, though. Most men won't value those things. If you come to the table and you say, "Hey,"
Because they value looks, right? Like you
because
said
that's
earlier.
the only thing that the men value is looks.
Don't you think that's wrong? Because like we can't,
That's shallow.
you can't really
Technically,
you
we
can
call that
control your
shallow.
looks to a certain extent. You can change
You
up
can-
your face.
No, you can change your looks. You can change
up
your
your
looks.
face,
Sure, if you
but
got-
you're also born with what you have,
Well,
right?
if you got the
Mindset, you
Kardashian
can
money,
always
yes, you can
change.
change it.
Mindset,
But
you
here's-
can change. Therapy, you can
But
go
here's
through
what I'm trying to
and
say,
fix
though.
up.
No, but here's what I'm trying to say is that a woman's only job, truthfully, if you want to go in the dating world, is to bring.
Say it.
It's honestly to become like better looking. I would say like basically, if you come to the table with your looks, that's all you need to do. That's all you need to do as a man. Men will love you if you are just pretty and beautiful.
No,
That
but what
is
they
it.
say.
But what I'm trying to say is, for a woman, it's completely different. You need to bring a lot of shit to the fucking table.
I got a question for you guys. Why do you think women, right? And this is another stat because I'm an analytical motherfucker, right? Here's another fact. Why do you think women and plastic surgery women are through the roof? All-time highs. All-time highs.
Yep.
Plastic surgery,
Yeah.
right? We got Dr. Lisa right here on the lakeshore. 20 G's for some titties. 20 G's
Yeah.
for some titties. And he's booked solid. He is booked solid.
Yeah.
He is booked. You want to get some titties? Go holler at Dr. Lisa. Holler at Dr. Lisa. He brings them in. He's the only plastic surgeon in the city on the lakeshore that actually gets the gummy bear titties. Right? No, seriously. Like these are fat guys. I'm like, you can look it up.
How many girls have you brought to the shop? Be
He's
for real.
the, he's the only guy in the city
Gummy
that
bear
brings
titties, I
he
like
brings
that.
in the gummy bear titties. He's the only license with the lease, and he actually teaches other doctors like Dr. Six, Dr. Carmen. All those guys are whack, right?
Dr. Six.
They're horrible. Oh no,
Why?
seriously, they are horrible because they.
Dr. Carmen?
Dr. Carmen, Dr. Six, horrible.
How do you know?
Dr. Carmen.
I went for a couple
okay,
consultations.
okay.
I never ended up getting anything done.
Run away
but-
from that guy. Run away from that guy. Horrible. Oh, you guys don't know the stories? Listen,
Give us a business card.
I'm surrounded by women. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, who
I
else
am
is horrible? The six doctors
This
horrible?
Dr. Six, Dr. Carmen, like this guy had cameras in his office,
But,
getting secret cameras recording.
but what was your main point, though?
My main point was
Don't go to doctor.
My main point was why do you think we have these metrics and these facilities that make a killing? I mean, we're talking about in times like these are bad times. These are hard times. And you talk about a guy, the most expensive plastic surgeon in the city, in the six, 20 G's for some titties, and he's booked solid.
Yeah.
Solid. The numbers don't lie. Why? Because why
Women-
why do you think women are going for getting
Because society banks on women's securities.
No. But we're not
we're
we're not disagreeing on that point, right? I hope we're not disagreeing.
Okay, well that's what I'm asking. That's what I'm
We're
saying.
not disagreeing because
Are we disagreeing? Can
men,
we agree?
no, let's. So I think what I
Men can't get
I'm
titties.
gonna just-
Men can't go get
Yeah,
titties.
you can.
Just-
You
men
can
go
get
titties.
pecs. You
But
can get
hold
pecs,
on.
you can get
Let me
abs,
just
you
say-
get a bigger
hold on.
We
dick.
can't get these upgrades. We
One
just stuck
second.
with what we
One
have.
second. Let me just say one thing though, because here's the absolute truth to it. Okay, and I want to go on what he's saying. Yeah, exactly. You can change your appearance because here's the thing: women are not held accountable in life. Okay, that is the absolute truth. You can be a 18 to 19-year-old and you can be on a fucking yacht with a billionaire, and you can have the highest ego and you can be the biggest bitch, and you can still have a decent social life and have a decent sex life and have everything else going for you. If you are a man and you think that you're top G but you're fucking broke, life is going to hit you extremely hard, and then
Reality.
you're gonna have to be like, okay, fuck, I need to get my money up, I need to get my status up, I need to get everything up. That is the difference.
That's
Don't you
just
guys see what guys
delusional.
go
That's
through?
delusional.
Like, you guys have no idea what men go through. What do you think every young man's dream is? What do you think every young boy right now is? Every young boy, you know what they're
Having a
be
trophy
rich.
wife, that nice car,
to
nice
get rich,
house.
to get successful, to get the bag, so they can get the woman.
Yep.
Like that's literally every
Yep.
man's dream.
Yep.
I mean, not mine, but like every man's dream right now, because it's so pathetic. The standards are so sad because every girl they like you said, the Kim Kardashian money. They have literally remodeled, revamped the way a woman thinks because they have literally become the statue. This is the statute limitation. This is what women are supposed to look like. Back in my day, women were supposed to look like J-Lo, natural, relaxed, organic. That was back in my day, J-Lo.
Okay, so-
right? But now you have Kim. Lips gotta be done. Vampire facials. Oh my god, where do I start? It's just so much work, so much money, and literally you expect guys can't compete with that. Guys,
Yeah.
if you want to look good as a guy, you better get your bag up, because that's the only thing that's attractive to a woman.
Yep.
You cannot get the titties. You cannot get the vampire facials. You cannot get the BBLs. You cannot do it.
You can get a vampire facial.
For a man?
Yeah, I know so many men. You can get Botox.
You can get
you
nose
get
jobs.
fillers.
You can get
Why don't you go get that BBL? You can go get that BBL.
You can get a BBL.
Oh, wait.
Looking good.
I'm
Men
actually,
also looking
I want to
good.
actually, I actually want to ask another question for all
There's a
ladies.
penis surgery.
What are your thoughts about
Yeah,
men?
there's a penis surgery.
I want to ask, what's your thoughts about men painting their nails? I'm very curious. Someone like Drake is painting their nails.
I don't like it.
Okay, but why?
It's gay.
I just don't like it. I'm like, why?
Yeah, it's
How about-
I find it odd.
How about you?
I think it is odd. I don't mind though. Like I've seen some guys look cool with like black nail polish.
I don't like
How about you?
I think I'm okay with it, but personally, for my partner, I like a more traditionally masculine man. So
Yeah, if a guy's painting his nails,
that actually kind of brings me to my
masculine
that
presenting.
actually
That's not
that
what
actually
you-
brings me to my next
Yeah.
point. What are
I'm
your
not buying nail
thoughts?
polish on Sec 2 for 1 friend.
So,
Babe.
so that actually brings me to my next point. What are your thoughts on women who are very masculine then? Because here's
I
the thing.
think dykes are very attractive.
I'm not talking about
So
dykes. I'm not talking about dykes. I'm talking about women.
Yeah.
I'm talking about people. I'm talking about women.
Butch woman? I don't know. Remy
No,
Ma,
I'm not
call
talking
me-
about that.
Call me out.
I'm talking
What's
about
masculine? Define it.
bad bitch.
I don't know what that
Okay,
means.
like androgynous women, I think they're
I
very
don't know
beautiful
Being
too.
a bad bitch. That
know
is
what
a
that means.
masculine trait.
That's not a
I bet
man.
no,
It is a
I bet
tactic.
bitch
It
is
is
a
a-
baddie.
it
That's
is-
a fashion
it is a
model
very
right there.
masculine
Like,
trait.
We got different definitions.
No, it is a very masculine trait.
I don't know
I
what
like
that
bad bitches. I love me some bad bitches.
Can't
so-
lie.
Because at the end of the day, a girl. Okay, you could see some girls who act like they're men, like they literally act like they're men. How they talk, how they say yo, how they say all those things.
That's like women in their masculine. I thought you meant like
Like
women
top
that are masculine presenting.
well, no, women who think like I'm a boss bitch.
Okay, that's different.
That itself, bad bitch, boss bitch, same shit. That itself is unattractive, and that's the difference. I want to say is that
we would love a boss lady here, though.
society accepts it because society says, oh, you know, it's females, you guys can do whatever you want, right? But now men who wear nail polish or wear fucking dresses, all that shit, instantly turn off. It's the same thing. And I say this to women as well. Stop saying that you're a bad bitch. Stop saying you're a boss bitch, because it does not get you any more attractive. It actually decreases it, I would
But
say.
maybe that's not what they're going for. That's the whole thing.
No, because the whole
Right? They're trying to empower themselves. And I feel like with men wearing more
Empowering yourself in
traditionally
what way?
feminine clothes is different from a woman presenting as, you know what, she's in her masculine energy. She
And
has to take
it's-
care of herself. She wants to develop her leadership qualities, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I feel like that's a completely different
leadership
argument.
qualities.
That's
hold
a different
on,
argument
no,
from a
no,
man
no,
dressing
because,
physically.
No, because here's the thing. You
feminine.
just said leadership argument, but when you want to be with a man, do you want to follow or do you want to lead?
Personally, for myself, I like the man to lead in the relationship.
So there you go. So
in
why?
the relationship, right?
So why
But
would
it doesn't mean that I'm not also having my own opinion.
so why would any man who is leading want to be with a woman that is a leader as well? Men like women who are submissive.
And that's fine, right? You see submissive men with like leadership women all the time.
First of all, look, we're talking about a lot of things. Men like women that are submissive. I want to talk about that.
100%.
'Cause I think that's really interesting.
no man wants to be with an alpha
Like
female.
Not
nothing.
true.
I'm sure there's obviously when I say by that, there's always going to be there's always going to be an anomaly for every situation.
Yeah, but you're
we're
saying
going
that
based
in
on majority.
general.
We're saying
Okay.
always majority. That's how
Always majority.
It's always majority.
So you're thinking that majority of men want, and I disagree with that. Completely disagree. I don't think majority of men want submissive. Why do you think that?
Because men want a submissive girl because no man wants to be with a girl that is masculine. Men like women who are feminine, and leadership is a masculine role.
Okay.
Dorothy has a more.
It's a quality that is masculine.
No, but Dorothy has a more evolved man. So tell them about it.
Well, first of all, evolved men. I want to break this down because I think this is really interesting, and I want to know if you're speaking from your personal idiom or where you're getting that idea, because I don't believe that that's on average a desire of men to have and also maybe we need to define submissive. What does submissive mean, right? Like what is, like you're saying feminine, submissive. I mean,
So you're saying that
what is submissive really?
that means that
as a
you're
woman?
that
Like,
means that you're
you mean-
submitting to your man. That means
in what way?
that means that you look to your man as a role model. That means that you look to your man as someone that can that obviously you have. Sorry, let me repeat that again. It's basically looking up to your man as a role model. That's the first thing, okay? The second thing is that you want a man that can take leadership role. You want a man that can lead you, okay? Being a submissive woman comes down to cooking, cleaning, not speaking out, not acting masculine, not acting
Bumping heads. Clash of the Titans. You don't want that.
not acting in a manly situation. It's many different things, but it comes down to one thing only, is that men prefer women who are feminine and women prefer men who are masculine.
That's for traditional relationships. Let's just make that distinction.
And why do you think relationships don't work today? Because they're not fucking traditional.
I think because women were able to vote and they're able to leave situations
What do you
in
mean
which
vote?
don't benefit them.
What do you mean by vote?
By vote, being able to work, being able to be independent versus back then. Yeah, obviously.
Okay, but you know what?
Changed
Okay,
now
no.
because we're able to be independent, take care of ourselves.
No. See, I want to say this, okay? Because here's the thing.
Don't point.
This
Don't
is the truth, okay? I'll tell you why women are so fucked up today, okay? This is my personal
Please tell
opinion.
us why women are
This is why women
I
are
would
so
love
fucked up.
to hear
Yes,
it.
a statement versus a fact.
This is why women are so fucked up today, okay? If you go back to the 80s with what's his face, the president of
John F. Kennedy.
No, not John F. Kennedy. No, before after Nixon. What's his name? Ronald Reagan. Okay, if you go to the Ronald Reagan era, okay, which is the 80s, he allowed corporations to have absolute power, okay? They signed off a lot of bills that basically allowed corporations to do what they wanted, okay? Corporations, that means men, top tier men, they saw women as a way to get cheap labor, okay? That's when women started working. That's when women started having a say. It wasn't because we want women to have it wasn't because hold on, wait. It wasn't because we want women to have rights. It's because these men exploited you guys. And not only what they did was they fucked up the whole nucleus family situation, okay?
Nuclear.
Every single nuclear, my bad. Every single one of us was raised with a mother that took care of the kids and the father that worked. Now you have fucked up situations where the woman has to work, literally has to work because of how the economy is and everything else, and how women, their mindset is like, hey, I don't want to be a housewife. I actually want to go out and make a bag for myself, all that stuff.
Sim, but I want to fact check you. So the reason why women started working was during the war. They started working because men had to leave, right?
Yes.
To go to war, and they needed to make a living. They had to support the troops.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, you're
and
right.
a lot of women actually found that they enjoyed having a purpose outside of the home because being a homemaker was imposed on them. Most of the time, it wasn't a choice, right? Because women weren't allowed to
But
work.
I'm not talking about general labor. No. Because you're right about general labor, yes. Because I'm talking about careers, which is ginormously different. So you're right about labor, but when it came to corporations wanting to hire women for careers, that's when everything changed. Because a career is way more important than just a general labor job that you have. You're not passionate about. Yeah. And that's why everything got fucked up. And the crazy part is this. The crazy part is this, is that females honestly don't even want to work. That's the crazy part.
That's not true.
No, here's the thing. Most females, truthfully, this is the truth, okay? When you actually look at it, women who are in their 20s, 21, 23, 24, whatever it is, right? They're so ambitious. They're like, oh, I want to change the world, all that shit, right? But when you get to 30, 31, 32, you realize like, oh, fuck, these corporations don't give a shit about me. I don't care about them as well. And then they bounce and they're like, okay, you know what? I want to find a man. I want to have a family, all those things. Men, it's different. Men are competitive. Men want to absolute destroy their competition. Men will drive themselves 15, 20, 60 hours, whatever it is, a week, a day, just so they can destroy their competition. Okay. That is how they biologically are hardwired.
Okay, so I want to agree with you on the fact where you said, okay, like women that are younger, they're younger 20s, yes, they're more ambitious. And then after when you're in your 30s, it's like that at that point, generally, most women want to settle down. Right? And they realize, okay, like nowadays, things are so equal that women, even though like they're in these non-traditional relationships, they find themselves doing most of the mental labor, which means caring for the children, doing all the laundry at home, all while having a full-time job.
I'm not saying you're wrong. Yeah. I'm not saying you're wrong.
I think that's the whole difference in like the disparity between like comparing a 21-year-old to a 32-year-old.
You're 100% right. I'm saying the
It
onus.
doesn't mean that the 32-year-old doesn't want to work. They just want more equity in the household as well.
I'm saying
and at work.
I'm saying the onus came from these rich billionaires that saw it as an exploitation to get cheaper labor. That's and that's what I was trying to say, is that they saw that and they ran with it. And if you look at it, the truth is that if we still had women not working and men were only working, not only would the wages go up, it would be the same shit, actually, if you think about it.
He's actually right, because again, if it's, when in doubt, zoom out, look back to the number. Well, that's like when you can't argue it.
You got a
because
whole expression
you know
and
what?
everything.
No, you know what? Because you just can't argue the numbers. Like I like to just keep it really simple and really go back to just, if we charted this, you'll see that now, especially now, yeah, women do not want to work. Stacks. Like, they don't want to work. Why?
I think they don't want to carry the mental labor and raising kids.
Hold on.
Why women don't want to work now? Because, like you said, back in the day, they got exploited, like by the billionaires and stuff like that. But nowadays, fast forward 2024, you have an emerging tech like stuff, like you have the digital world where girls can just go post videos and make money, like on Instagram. Look at all the accounts. Like all the accounts right now that girls have actually turned their Instagram and monetized just their Instagram to get guys to send them gifts, right? You have OnlyFans. You have all these ways that women have chosen the path of least resistance. They've chosen the path of least resistance because they don't want to. Men go towards the resistance. Women choose the path of least resistance, like electricity. Right? So that's why you see those booms in OnlyFans. Like OnlyFans got shut down by the peak because every single girl and her mom was doing OnlyFans, right? Because it was easy. Why? Because you didn't need a brain to go on there and bounce your titties from Dr. Lista. You didn't.
Okay.
You did not. But the facts will always reveal the truth, guys.
But
Everyone
but I want to go back to the submissive thing, because I think that
She's stuck up with submissive.
I really think that's interesting, because I really do think that's interesting, because and I think it's not such a simple topic, because what you mentioned, certain things like submissive and feminine, you mentioned like cooking, for example, right? Like as one of the things, like, is cooking very feminine? Like, there's a lot of male chefs out there, so like cooking is not strictly feminine.
I'm not saying it's feminine. I'm saying it's just basically just submitting to your man in some sort of formal way, right? I'm not saying that whole thing is like, I'm not saying like chefs itself and cooking is all submissive. I'm saying just the act is kind of.
So you're saying like
to providing for your man,
right?
Like,
You're the support system.
Yes.
He goes out. He brings he makes the bacon. You are the support system. So he comes home. You make sure that there's a warm dinner.
Yes.
And stuff like that.
Yes.
But where does that So what else though? Because
you could be submitting to your man sexually. You could be committing to your man.
Is it all about submission?
Most men want a woman that is submissive, yes, because no man.
And they make all the decisions. So, like, if we decide, like, he wants to move. I have to say,
I would argue that most women actually don't even want to make fucking decisions. Most women want to be told, "Hey, let's go here tonight. Let's go get ready at this time. Wear this, wear this, wear that." Because the thing is that to be honest with you, women are very indecisive by nature.
I don't think that's true.
Women are very indecisive. You ever ask a chick, "What do you want to eat?"
I know exactly what I want.
And she's like, "I don't know. What do you want to eat?" And then you ask her like, "You want to get McDonald's?" Like, "No, I don't want McDonald's."
That's polite. That's being polite sometimes. Me? Okay, I'm like, then maybe I'm the anomaly, because I'm very opinionated. I know exactly what I want. I'm very driven. But
also your experience. How old are you? Look at exactly. So you got to look at that. Where that's right there in a different.
But I was always like that.
Yeah. So maybe you are an anomaly. But again, when were you born? You have to.
But wait, hold on.
That's a big.
But also my mom was really confident.
But wait,
so maybe that's part of it too.
But wait, my question is that
was your mom? Wait, hold on. Did your mom raise you? Was she at home or was she working?
She was working.
She was working. Back then?
She was always working. She was always working. And then my parents, they were together, then they got divorced, and they got back together. So it was like on and off. But yeah. But my dad is like super chill and super cool, like a very like easygoing guy. He was not like.
But my question is,
my mom was like the one that decided everything.
Have you ever been married or?
No.
Okay, but was something that you always wanted to do was marriage? So you never wanted marriage ever?
No. Because like, it's kind of what he said. It's like.
Or did you ever want kids?
No.
So you never wanted kids from the get-go?
Never.
Okay.
Yeah, so she is the anomaly.
It's a very anomaly because at the end of the day, most females do want kids. Most females want marriage and all that stuff, right? So
Yeah, relationship. I mean, I have a relationship. It's a solid relationship, right? So I don't believe that I need a certificate to make it, more solid than it is. It is what it is, right? Like I don't need to go and sign anything or have the $100,000 ceremony because I'm practical too. I don't want,
It's a waste of money.
It's a waste of money.
A big waste of
So
money.
where do you see like I'm curious your thoughts, Ace? Like where do you see like the trajectory between relationships? Like do you see it like basically marriage won't be a thing in the future?
Yeah, I feel like it's a ticking time bomb. Like I literally think right now, and just if we got to forecast the next 5 to 10 years, I think, and it would be funny to look back on this because I literally think that we're approaching a time where people are starting to wake up, right? I think like people are really starting to wake up, and you know why I say that, because now people are starting to realize, hey, there's other avenues, there's other ways, there's other things I could do. So like you just said, I don't need that piece of paper to say, okay, well that man belongs to me, or you know what I mean, I don't need to spend $100,000. Times are getting harder. Economic climate is not looking good. The future is not friendly.
No.
People are starting to realize this, right? That's why there's so many different alternatives. Women, especially, right, in a relationship, they want that security due to that fact, right? A woman wants that security due to that main fact that, hey, if it's fight or flight, I want to make sure, A, that I'm secure. I have a man that's going to actually be able to take care of me, pay the bills, right? I don't want to be stressing and worrying about having to pay my rent and pay the bills and do all this stuff, especially where we are right now, because these things, we're living in a time where these things are like, it's like winning the lottery, the Powerball, like, like it's sad, but that's where we are right now. This is the reality. So moving forward 5 to 10 years from now, I think literally you're going to see like marriage won't be a thing. Strictly because people will not be able to afford it.
But when you say marriage won't be a thing, you're speaking of that traditional, like we're going to go sign the paper, but not that the long-term steady like monogamous steady relationships won't be a thing, because that's kind of different but the same, right? So like maybe marriage, you mean like we're not going to get married, but we're going to still couple up, because that's a natural human tendency.
That's what I mean. I mean, we'll still couple up, of course. That's
but we're just not going to go.
We're not going to this marriage thing, like like what we grew up on.
Yeah.
What we all here at the older age group, we actually grew up on that marriage sentiment. That's gone. And I mean, it's not. Sorry, let me fix this up. It's not gonna be gone. It's already gone. We're already in that. We're already in that shit.
Yeah.
We're in the transition already. Where marriages.
Literally, there's literally. I was just listening to a podcast where like marriage rates are significantly down for a lot of these different reasons that we talked about.
It's all. He is right though. It also comes down to like it's not even economically liable too, right? It's like even if you join two people together with their incomes, it still wouldn't be enough to live a sustainable life, right? So that's another reason why I think people are not getting married and maybe not even dating as well,
purposes.
right? Sorry.
Apart from tax
but
purposes.
tax purposes won't even matter though.
The tax purpose,
The tax purpose it's got to make sense, because the tax purpose, it used to be good. The the perks of taxes back in the day when you were married were substantially better back then. Now, not so much. So, right? So even that is not, you know what I mean? Nothing. No. It's just 100%. Like you're looking at the pros and cons, and it's like, well, like come on, like look at it.
So then that actually kind of brings me up to my next point I want to say is that, okay, with how rare it is to find a high value man, is it fair to say that he can have a overabundance of women on as a side chick? Like, can he have a bunch of side girls? Number one, will most women even accept it? Because you're right, with how the economy is going, how life is going, to find a man that high caliber, you're gonna have to share him.
Of course, absolutely, and we're already here. We're not. This is not looking into the future. I'm not looking into a looking glass. I'm not, some fortune teller. This is already here.
Yeah,
like this already here. Women are already accepting the reality that of course, you have a high top guy. You got a guy that's bringing in bank effortlessly. You're gonna have to share him.
Just because he's bringing in bank doesn't mean he's taking care of you.
Well, I mean, of course he's got to be taking.
And if he's taking care of multiple women at the same time.
Hold on. We're talking in the
There's
he is taking care of you, of course.
There's literally no reason that a guy would need more than, if he has a woman that he loves, like if a king literally has his equal, like why would he need to go?
But kings have always had.
I know kings.
They can, but a guy that needs multiple women lacks discipline and lacks self-respect.
In what sense does that lack discipline?
Yeah.
Because why would you need more than one? Like, if you have a woman that loves you.
men are sexual.
We're wired like that.
Yeah, and if you're getting it from your
men
woman.
are wired like that. But see, this is what women need to understand. Men are not. It's not like we need. It's not like we want to do this. It's not like we need it. We literally need it. Like, and it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with the girl. You're my queen. Yes, absolutely. But let's go back to the Roman age.
Yeah.
Like, let's go way back to the beginning. A man, a king, a guy with value has always.
Yeah, but there's
always
only
had
like one king each country.
He has his queen and he had his concubines.
Yep.
Like, that's look at the history. It's always been like that. And because he took care of his women. Why do you think the Muslim religion always worked so well? Why do you think religion was worked so well? Because the guy was allowed to have, and in the Muslim culture, he's allowed to have 4 or 5 wives. But on the principle that he has to take care of them.
Yes.
He has to be able to fight them and take care of them equally.
Yeah.
Guys, this is religion.
This is not religion. This is again.
That is religion. That is religion.
That is a big religion.
What's driving that religion and what's driving and unfortunately, and this is a hard reality for women to accept, but it is a reality. And again, it goes back to evolutionary psychology. Men have preference for sexual variety.
Yes. Yep. She's bullseye.
Absolutely.
It's 100% true. It's something we can't deny. It is just what it is.
Yeah.
And it's something
Bullseye.
that maybe women can't really accept. It's hard to accept that my guy, and I was literally listening to it because David Buss, evolutionary psychologist, one of the top in his field. David
like
Buss.
that guy.
Yeah. Why?
like that
Last book, amazing. And Men Behaving Badly, his latest book, David Buss, great guy. So he literally talks about this stuff all the time, right? And he says, like, there's guys out there, if there's an opportunity for them to have an encounter, a sexual, physical encounter with another woman, they can be extraordinarily happy in their marriage, really happy. But if an opportunity presents itself, they may take it. And they'll say, no, I'm happy. I love my wife.
Yeah.
But the desire to have sexual variety exists in the male's like DNA.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'm not going to say it's a good thing or it's a bad thing. It's just a thing.
It is what it is.
And
yeah.
hopefully it doesn't happen to somebody. Like hopefully it doesn't happen to me.
Now, as
Hopefully.
a woman, the big question is, as a woman, do you think, for example, in your situation, you've been with a man for 10 years, you said, right? Have you ever been suspicious about him, like, maybe cheating on you? Or has there ever been, 10 years is a long stretch. That's a decade. Has there ever been any kind of bumps in the road where, there might have been some issues with infidelity, right? There might have been some issues with that. That's very common in today's society.
Yeah.
Has that ever been an issue with you?
It's not been necessarily an issue, but there's obviously you have to know, right? A guy's a guy. And, the thing about it is my partner would say, I would joke around like, what do you think about that person? Because I'm pretty secure, so I don't get jealous easily at all. Okay, so I don't go like, oh my God, who are you looking at? So
Normally she's been bigger than
I might say, hey, do you think she's hot? And then like, why? What makes her hot? Because there's a lot of things that what he might find
What's the
attractive.
point of asking that though?
I might not find attractive, right? I might think, like, I don't think she's hot, and he'd be like, oh, she's hot.
With your partner?
No.
Would you ever?
No.
Has he ever asked?
No.
So will you never entertain something like that?
I wouldn't entertain it.
Why though?
I couldn't.
Why?
Like never.
I couldn't.
So then you're not secure.
No. That's not true.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Yeah.
No. Because no, that's different. Because
it's not.
I think that he can find other women attractive because that's normal. Of course, he's gonna find other women. He's gonna look at them and go like, she's fucking hot. And I'd probably.
Wait, I just want to ask. Sorry to interrupt, but don't you think, in a sense, pornography is also kind of cheating?
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, instead of him jerking off, fucking a woman, he's just jerking off, which is the same thing. I would say mentally.
No, so we've had these conversations about like pornography and whatever,
It's a sickness.
right? So the thing is, unfortunately, it's a different type of, I guess, breaching that
contract.
right, like the exclusivity.
Exactly.
Again, it's like a hard situation because, like, looking at is it really cheating if you're looking at porn? I don't know. Maybe it depends. If you're going
you're
to
not looking at porn. No. You're fantasizing and you're acting. You're creating an act of ejaculation to that girl.
Yeah.
So you gotta remember how
like,
a man works.
Yeah.
So it's not.
So what do you guys think?
I think it's pathetic. I cannot agree with it. I don't.
Do you
watch
think
porn.
it's cheating?
I don't think.
I would say, in my opinion, if you want to go down that path, like theoretically, the act of jerking off to someone else, that is cheating, right?
Yeah,
Because
I think
so that's what I'm trying to say is that there's no difference between jerking off and fucking a girl because it's the same thing, right? You're just looking at it as a physical attribute. That's the only thing you're looking at.
I think it's a difference.
I don't think there's a difference. What is the difference?
Because you can't control your thoughts.
What's the difference?
I think the difference is like
Yeah, you
jerking
can.
off to pornography
You
versus jerking off to
Yeah.
like an actual person or like sharing that intimate relation is the actress is only doing it for the money and doesn't know of your existence. You
Yeah.
actually hooking up with someone.
But no,
there's so
but
many
actress-
feelings
whoa,
involved.
But I'm saying
the
just-
actress is not the one cheating.
I'm saying
We're
strictly.
talking about the man. We're talking about the man.
I'm
We're
saying-
not, we're not saying if it's cheating or not. We're just saying.
Oh, okay.
He said it. It's the
I'm saying
same.
strictly fucking.
He's saying it's the same.
No
it's not the same.
emotional connection. Fucking only.
Yeah. Okay. It could be fucking only, but it's always like someone ends up catching.
Yeah, the
feelings.
chick. So the chick.
So it's not the same. It's not the same.
I don't
as
think.
just
I don't
jerking
think.
off
No, no.
to, like,
Honestly,
a
I said this.
pornographer.
I said this time and again. I don't think women actually understand that you can be. I can be in love with the girl, fall like head over heels, but I can fuck another girl and not give two shits about her, and then do a
We can
lie detector
understand
test,
that. It's just-
and then do a lie
Do you
detector
love
test.
her if you're trying to hurt her?
But you're not-
Do you
no,
love
no,
her
no,
if
but
I'm
you're
not trying to
doing
hurt
something
her.
that you know will
But you're
hurt
not-
her?
So that's why I asked. That's why I asked the questions. Have you ever had a threesome with your man? Have you? Who's at this table there and been in a threesome? First of all, let's clear the air. Who's been in a threesome?
Oh my gosh.
It doesn't.
That
It
is-
doesn't.
But hold on,
No.
no. But this is where we got to break the ice, guys. Because I mean, this is if we're gonna get to the nucleus of this, we gotta dissect. We gotta get down. We gotta go deep. We gotta really go down the rabbit hole. Because if you say you're secure, if you're a secure woman, you should have no problem with having.
No,
But okay,
no,
but
no, no, no,
sex-
no, 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 no.
Yeah.
To some
That's
people,
false equivocation.
Hold on,
No, no,
sorry.
no, 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 no.
1% at a time. Sorry, what are you saying?
okay, to some people, like sex is like a sacred thing. It's like an energy exchange, and you don't want to share your body with other people, and you don't want to share your man's body with other people. Like I would never be okay with my man being like, oh, you know, I had sex with this hooker, but I didn't care about her, and I'm in love with you. Like to me, I would rather just be single for the rest of my life.
So why do you think men lie then? It's probably because of that. Because that's the honest truth. Is that like, okay, if a man just goes and fucks a girl, it means nothing. It means nothing to her.
Yeah, but that's not an honorable man that can do that and then go back to the woman that he
It's
loves
whether
and
the last-
lies.
Integrity.
Honorable? What the fuck does that even mean by honorable? Like he's just fucking. That's all
Yeah,
it is.
it's a lack of discipline.
guys
There's
see-
no honor in it. There's no integrity.
But you know, she has a point.
And
But
also,
if you
what
have to
he tells
lie, if you have to lie to
what
your
if he
partner,
tells
yeah.
you? How is that? That is the most honorable thing. What if he
That's
tells
true.
you? That's the
if
thing.
he tells
What
you,
if
then
he tells you?
then that's fine. That's nice that he's being
that's what I'm
honest.
talking about.
But then, like, I would leave.
You still
Also,
violated your trust.
it's
You
like
went behind your back and slept with someone. Yeah.
Well, no. I'm saying no. But
No, but what
I'm
you're saying, what
I'm
you
saying
just said.
He's telling you.
He's
open,
telling
let's
you.
say,
No,
I'm also
I'm
like-
your man. I'm telling you. Listen, babe. I wanna.
would you want to do business with somebody who, if they're going to cheat on the woman that's taking care of them and the woman that loves them, like, would you want to do business with somebody like that? Because if they can do that to their woman,
If they can do
If
their
they can
job.
lie to their face,
if they can do it to their woman, they would do it to you. They would screw you over in a business deal.
But no, that's actually incorrect because again, fundamentally, if I want to do business with a man that's or a woman, sorry, because I won't, I'm not prejudiced. I just care about them, being able to handle it.
Yeah, he's right. He's right.
I don't care about,
right.
you know what I mean? That has nothing.
Yeah, he's
we're
right.
talking about two different things here.
Yeah.
If I want to hire you, right, to work in my company,
Yeah, 100%.
I just want to make sure, is she physically capable and mentally capable
Yep.
of doing the job
Yep.
that I'm paying her to do?
Yep.
But like, come on. If she backstabs me, she's screwing herself inevitably. Like, you know what I mean? She's literally screwing herself. So that's that we can't use that as comparable.
No. The
You're not
desire for sexual variety is an unfortunate in this reality that we live, and it's just an unfortunate thing because it is. You guys can't help it. Okay, you can't help that you find other women desirable. You can't help it. That's
we never
fine.
could from the beginning of
Yeah,
time.
that's right. You
Yeah,
can't help
yeah,
it.
never could.
And it's something that we as women either have to not think
Accept or
about
deny.
right?
Okay.
That's life.
We can agree.
It's better just to accept it because honestly, the truth is like when you don't accept shit, it just gets worse and worse and worse,
Now,
right?
I think a threesome is a whole different ballgame because I just wouldn't be turned on by having another person there. I would.
Yeah.
That's too distracting. It's just weird for me.
Well, and that- you know what?
Two guys,
That makes
two guys, or
and that makes sense. That makes
Like I
sense.
don't. I
You
mean,
know
like,
what? And
like
that-
I literally imagine.
No, I'm saying,
no, because like, it's like there's two of you, and then there's him, and you're like, who's doing like? What do you
Yeah.
talk about it? Like,
Wait,
what do you
two
do?
guys or two
Assign-
girls?
Wait, what
Two
we talking
girls.
about? Okay.
Okay, two
What do you
girls, but I'm
assign
saying what
tasks?
with two
Like, what do you
guys?
go? We're gonna discuss this. Like, you're gonna take over this part. I'm gonna
Yeah.
take this, and then we'll
No, but-
switch. We're
well,
gonna
well,
do.
here's the thing. Well, you know what? That's granted. That's your preference. That's fine. But what I'm again, you have to being in a that's a whole other world. Like you gotta get threesome clothes. You gotta get a special closet. It's a whole other thing. Like being an orgy guy is a whole other thing. So I get
a train. Like
I get it. But what I'm saying to you is it all boils down, honestly and truthfully, it all boils down to security. So for example, if I myself, a man or any man in particular, would want to be in a threesome with either a girl or a guy. It all boils down to his security as a man, because like no other guy or woman will willingly jump into, think about it. You're throwing yourself into the shark infested waters. If we go into a threesome, we're in a relationship, and I bring, you bring another woman, or I bring another guy, whatever, whatever roles reversal. Like the person has to be 100% unequivocally secure with themselves and their ability to please you.
Yeah,
you have to understand this, guys, because this is the important part. Here's the punchline. They have to be able to please you so well that they don't care who you bring. You can bring Jesus Christ himself. But then it boils down to that. It boils down, like the confidence level has to be bar none.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what it all boils down to. A real man, a real alpha, an alpha omega dude will not give a fuck. Okay, and that's just the fact. If you have a threesome with a guy or a girl, a boss bitch or whatever, whoever's having the threesome, who's ever initiating it, right? I.e., that's why I'm asking you girls if you've ever been in that situation. It all boils down to, are you capable of pleasing your man in such a way that even with another woman present, right, you know that he still loves you?
Yeah.
Boom. That's all it boils down to.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
It's honestly the general lack of interest in a threesome, I think. Like,
I don't know.
Exactly. You'd actually have to not want to be.
Because
I think you have to be. You have to be turned on by like having the other person there.
What's
like
the advantage?
Thing, right?
Please your man. That's why.
No, but what's the advantage for yourself if you're not enjoying it? If you're not bi?
Because it's not about you. It's about him.
It's not about you.
Because
so that's a him problem.
Because the truth is like sex is mostly meant for men. It's not meant for women. If you actually look at it, when you're trying to get pregnant, do you care about the woman orgasming or do you care about the man orgasming?
Who you're asking?
I'm saying in general. I'm saying.
But you can get pregnant. The guy has to have an orgasm.
I'm saying
but that's easy for a guy.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Is sex is meant for men. It's not really meant for women, right?
Biologically, that's a fact, and that's biological.
And that's biological.
It's meant for both.
To make both.
The fact that you can fake an orgasm. The fact that 80% of women don't even orgasm during sex, like to me, like.
And think about this. And think for a man to ejaculate, you don't even have to be wet.
Yeah.
Like you don't need you as the woman.
You just have to. You don't even have to show up sometimes.
A woman doesn't have to be. Think about the amount of guys that actually would have sex with a woman, and then like I had to use so much lube, like she wasn't, because like the woman was not like you didn't do your job. The foreplay wasn't right. Everything was off. She wasn't wet for a reason. That's why you had to use the lube.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why biologically sex is detailed to a man, because if you want to get pregnant, guess what? A, you need the man.
Yeah.
B, he needs to come.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything but lay there and open your legs.
Yeah.
Right? So fundamentally speaking, biologically speaking, that's why men literally hunt and women nest.
Yep.
It's just the fundamentals of it, biologically speaking. And there's doctors that talk about this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that's regarding survival of a population, right? But nowadays, right? Are you really gonna have a relationship with someone who doesn't even bother about your own needs?
No, well, obviously not. Like you want to be.
Sex isn't only for men.
Sometimes you gotta go in quick and bang it out. You know what I'm saying? Like no motherfucking time. You know, gotta make this money. You know what I'm saying? Gotta make this money.
Sex is not only about men. I still believe in happy wife, happy life. Right?
Oh wait, hold on.
Happy wife.
Hold on. I want to say this.
I'm not done. A happy wife means a happy life for you too.
Okay, no, this is the truth. Okay, that whole concept. Happy life, happy wife, happy life is stupid, because here's the thing. It should be switched to happy man, happy kingdom, because I'll tell you why.
It's mutual.
No, because I'll tell you why. When men get money, they are okay with sharing their resources. When a man gets money, the first thing he thinks is, hey, I want to start a family. I want to have kids. I want to do this. When a woman gets money, the first thing she thinks is, I don't need no fucking man. That is the biggest difference. Men are okay with sharing their resources. By default, that means that you will be happy. That is the fact. Happy life, happy life. If that was the case, then why the fuck is divorce 80% then? Initiated by females, if that was the case. There you go.
People are incompatible. And there's instant gratification in the world, right?
Men are not happy to share their resources. Men use their resources to to have access to females.
But that's the same thing as sharing your resources.
Yeah, but it's not. It's no, because you have to. The way you're verbalizing it, it sounds like men are just happy to share their resources. So here we no. Men use resources because men's main goal in life is to have access to females. That's it.
Yes.
And
and what's women's purpose? Why do you think that saying pussy power? Why do you think that came? Where do you think that came about?
This.
Power of the pussy.
And women can use that, right? Because we know that, right? We know that men.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
Strongly motivated.
But that's what I'm trying to say is that men who make money, the men who have status, men who have all those things, they're okay with sharing it to acquire a woman. Whereas a woman is complete opposite.
That's not true.
Women don't want. What could a woman bring to the table other than her looks? Because here's the thing: if a woman makes money, it doesn't matter to men. It has no
You're right.
It has
Most
no benefit.
Men, it doesn't matter.
Most men, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You say that makes men
How many men you know that's looking out? I'm the gold digger. I'm trying to find the bag.
It's rare. It's rare.
It's
really
rare. Like you got to be like the
unless you're like the Tinder swindler guy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Tinder swindler. You know what I'm saying?
It's always the opposite way. It's always the opposite way, right?
So you guys don't find it attractive if a woman's hardworking? Like
no,
you don't care.
I don't give a fuck.
No guy gives a fuck about that.
Yeah.
You know why? I mean,
You just have to be
it's a
hot.
bonus.
That's
It's
all
a
we
bonus.
want.
Granted, it's a bonus.
No, it's nice if she's.
You have your own thing going on. Sure, a thumbs up. Absolutely.
I mean,
it's not going to take away from you at all. But what the point is, the guy just cares about, as a man, the man just cares about, okay, I don't want any problems.
That's true.
why we earn money. Money gets rid of problems.
Yep.
Right? If you broke, you have a lot of problems.
Yep.
Right? That whole saying, more money, more problems is bullshit, believe me. Right? The more money you have, the less problems you have. Because I could throw money at problems all day.
Yeah.
Believe me,
Unless those problems unless those problems are greater than the money you have.
Yeah, exactly. So for a man, all the guy wants, like I told you, every boy's dream right now, right? Because I have a lot of young boys, young guys that I talk to when I coach, right? They just want to get successful, right? They want to get the money because first you get the money, then you get the power, then you get all the way.
Scarface.
Right?
Scarface.
Classic.
There you go.
Yep,
And
Al Pacino.
and you know why? Because when you look at these things, these are facts. These are facts that have
Yes.
been embedded in us
Yes.
since the beginning of
It's
time.
the driving forces that we put layers
Because-
on and we whatever, but
Because
that's what it
You guys
is.
have the sweet spot. You guys have that juicy part in between your legs that just. But I'm telling you. But guys, I'm a realist. And I always go based on the real stuff.
Yeah.
You guys have the one thing that run the world. Like that. This is what keeps the world spinning.
Wait, so
That pussy, right?
Ace, my question is this then: if that's the case, actually, and females are running around and stuff like that, right?
running around everywhere.
Running the world.
My thing is this. My thing is this though. If females are not willing to because obviously it's always a power dynamic. Women are trying to get resources. Men are always trying to get fucked, right? Also have pussy, right? Yeah. But my question is that with everything that's going on in Japan and how advanced sex robots are and how AI is heading towards that direction, where do you see it where men are just going to buy a sex doll that is literally almost human-like and not even need women at that point?
I'm happy you brought that up because this is where I'm going with this. That's why the future looks the way it is, and that's why I told you the paradigm shift isn't coming. It's already now. Like we're in the biggest paradigm shift.
Yeah.
Why do you think these innovative things are happening? This is innovation that we've never seen since our existence.
Mm-hmm.
We never heard about. I watched a movie 20 years ago called I, Robot. I'm like, oh shit! Like
Yeah.
robots are running around and driving cars and doing all this stuff. Now they'll be fucking us.
But that's my thing, though.
That's the reality. Because why? And who do you think came up with this wonderful tech? A man.
Yeah.
A man.
100%.
So my question for you ladies is, if this AI robot is like a banger, like a 10 out of 10, let's say, right? Some of them are amazing.
Some of them, I was like, yo, is this? I gotta check this out. Let me check. Like that was crazy. Like they look phenomenal.
Book my flight to Japan right now.
I don't know.
They look crazy.
But here's what I'm trying to say though is this. I want to ask you guys this. If these men are purchasing these sex dolls that are so realistic, now what do you bring to the table now? What do you truly bring to the table?
I think that's
now you might be able to
that's a good question.
Now it's like you might have like a sign that says open for business. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, go on.
No, but partnership doesn't exist if you have a robot that's submissive that does everything the man wants.
Everything
watch,
you want.
watch The Creator. Watch the movie called
I
The
just
Creator.
had like a
You just
vision
want
of
to
like
be
a
enabled.
dude.
You want to
like,
be enabled by an AI. that just
But no, not me. Like I said, I love bad bitches. I'm the,
No, but here's what I'm
the
trying to say
anomaly on the
is-
other side.
it-
But I'm saying men in general. Men in general.
If you look at
nowadays.
sex dolls
Okay,
today, if you
okay.
look at sex dolls today, hold on, you can
Yes.
see how slowly by slowly it's getting more and more advanced, especially with how AI is becoming now, where Chat GPT, they can have almost their own thoughts, quick responses, all those things. It is going to be probably in 5 years, I would say 5 years, that's all it's going to take,
Terrifying. It's
where a
terrifying.
woman robot will exist for all men's pleasures.
Well, they're gonna kill us all by then anyway. Like, it's not like if they become that advanced, they're just gonna take over the world. They'll probably be like dating each other.
You don't,
Like, why
need,
would
you,
they want a
you,
human?
you don't need it to be advanced. You could just be like, it could just be a robot.
Okay,
that's
but like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna have a conversation with a robot? Like, that's weird.
Yeah, but how many
Guys are already doing that.
Guys already do that.
Guys, open your phones. Look at ChatGPT.
Chat
Yeah.
GPT.
Like, guys are talking to robots 24/7 right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yo, do this, do that, complete this task,
Yes.
write up this
There's
essay.
a girl. Where did I see it? Where the girl is like has like a virtual like it's not a boyfriend, but it's like her boyfriend, but it's just like an
Okay.
avatar thing.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
she
yeah.
and she's like, this is my boyfriend.
okay.
Yeah.
So
There's nobody there.
there's a movie.
Yeah,
right?
There's a
But
movie
she
like
interacts
that
with it,
called
yeah.
Her.
But you guys still didn't answer my question. What do you guys bring to the table then?
Okay, first of all, no. Okay, first of all,
Because I want to ask you guys, like,
First of all,
because
no. Because the thing is, listen, there's going to be a market for those robots for sure. Now, my question would be, who wants to have this robot a relationship? Because there's still going to be guys who are going to want to have relationships. Who are going to
I
want to
will
go to
say-
dinner with someone.
okay,
Who are going to want
okay.
to have children. Who are going to want to, you know.
I will say this though, okay? If you look at the stats and you can see it, 48% of males aged 20 to 30 are virgins.
Wait,
And that, yes, that's a real stat. That's a real
crazy.
stat.
That's
Pull
why.
up the fact sheet.
Ladies, you're not doing your job,
that
ladies.
is-
Guys, you
No,
know,
but
you
where
gotta
are the
change this.
sources?
That
You
is
guys have to change
Give me,
this
show
around.
me your
This is
bibliography right now.
This is
MLA
that-
format.
That is the real stat because here's the thing. Men are not socializing as much. Men are not going out as much because there's so many different distractions today. Why do you think the rise of OnlyFans is so strong? Why do you think the rise of Pornhub is so strong? You guys say this because here's the thing. Why do you think Andrew Tate became so big? It wasn't because Andrew Tate came in and all of a sudden things blew up. There was an epidemic right before he even came to the picture. And the epidemic is men are lonely, men are suicidal, men don't get, men are weaker than ever, men don't get any sort of pleasure anymore. That is why OnlyFans is so high. That is why all these things that men have distractions are so high. Yeah.
So I think Andrew Tate really went viral because of all the controversial stuff that he said, and also when people seek out,
But wait,
people
why?
seek out what they want to hear. It's confirmation bias. Like we do it, everyone does it,
Of
right?
course.
And that's why he had such a big following. Doesn't mean everyone followed him.
No,
it's
but-
like
but-
they're saying an idea that they already had in their head. An idea of what they thought women thought
you're
about
wrong.
men.
No, but
And that's
It's
why Andrew
because
Tate got where he was.
it's because I'll tell you why. In society, especially before Andrew Tate became, even today, men who were masculine were always shunned. It was like, oh, you're toxic, you small dick energy, all that shit, right? As soon as someone like Andrew Tate came along, a man that was strong, a man that was rich, he was speaking to these kids that nobody else wanted to hear.
A man
That is
who
why
was
it became big.
pimping out other women.
Allegedly.
But-
you know what?
Allegedly.
The problem is that we do have a problem with men. There is a problem affecting men.
Yes.
And it's because I listen to a lot of
Yes.
like science podcasts.
Yes.
There is a
Jordan
problem.
Peterson too?
Yeah.
Yes.
There is a problem with men. Young men
Yes.
have a lot of problems.
Yes.
There's less men in colleges.
Yes.
Right?
Less men who actually know a trade.
Yeah.
That's the biggest
Yeah,
one.
that's a big
That's
one.
the biggest one.
There is.
The generation of men right now.
Yeah.
Can,
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's
So
really-
unfortunately,
They all want to be gamers.
no. But the thing is, for whatever, none of these social issues are simple issues. They're
No, they're
complicated
not.
issues.
They're
So that's why
100%.
they're not easy to solve.
Yes.
But we need to understand that. And I also really hate the term toxic masculine. I really don't like
Yes.
that. Now,
I hate misogyny. That's what I hate.
yeah, I don't like that because I think painting everybody with these broad brushes or
Yeah.
and you know, I think it's really detrimental.
I agree.
You know, I think that we need to embrace our differences.
But you do realize there's a woman saying that women started that. Women created that term and spread.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
But that's what I'm trying to say is that like when you look at it from a different perspective, right? You see things as like, hey, society is putting down these men who are trying to be masculine, and the thing is that like no matter where you go in the world, especially in the Western world, men are being shunned for that type of stuff. So it's like women want this. Women want men who are masculine. Women want men who are alpha and all these things, but then they shun them. Yeah. So it's like, what do you want then?
What is an overcorrection? That's the problem. It's an overcorrection, right? So what happens is it's like there was a problem where, the people talk about patriarchy. I don't believe that we still have a real big issue with the patriarchy the way we did before, right?
I agree.
There's probably still some areas where we could do better, right? Where men maybe dominate or whatever. But we don't have the same issues with patriarchy we did many, many years ago. But there's still this like Barbie. Like, where's Barbie? Why is Barbie this great movie? It's not a good movie.
It wasn't it was a horrible movie.
In my opinion, it's not a great movie.
All it did was make men look like they didn't run the world. And that's the crazy part is that like, I don't think women understand how much you need men. Because here's the thing.
We need each other.
No, truthfully, any sort of progress.
You guys actually need us.
Any sort of progress that has any sort of innovation.
I'm trying to fight. It's fine.
Any sort of innovation came from men. It did not. Maybe maybe a small fraction of females. Think about it.
Peanut butter came from
who's building your houses?
Peanut butter. What do you mean?
Females?
Peanut butter came from.
Black man invented peanut butter.
That's it. Then the conversation's over.
I think it's very important to acknowledge.
But honestly, though,
I think it's important to acknowledge that both genders have their own individual strength. Right?
I agree with you.
Men biologically are stronger, so why wouldn't they be building our houses?
No, but they're not just building your houses, though.
But that's the example used.
No, but they're not building your houses. They're also running software. They're running like anything that you could think of. Men run. Like it's insane. Like even the concept that you're living like right now, capitalism was made by a man. Like everything, the world that you live in is designed by a man. From every single corner. And the thing is that it's crazy because now there's a shift where women are almost taking over in the sense where like, men can't do this or men can't do that, men can't be masculine, all these things. But these are the things that created the society that you live in today.
Exactly. And that's the sad part, and that's what I have a problem
like
with.
That's the crazy part.
Women, the thing is like you said, and you said that so eloquently, by the way.
Yeah.
Because women want the alphas. I think every woman in here can agree.
I hate the word alpha.
But
go on.
It's okay. Well, you want a man, right?
Yeah.
But I just don't like these labels. It's like alpha.
Well, alpha defines man.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
A man is defined, of course.
What was your point, though?
So my point is women want a man. You want a strong. You want a leader. You want a man. You don't want to be in a relationship with a woman, or you would have been bi or lesbian, correct?
Yeah.
Right. So you want a leader. Man is.
I don't think sexual preference is a choice.
Yeah, exactly. And also, but the leader,
sexual
preference is not a choice.
A man is a man because
being bisexual or being lesbian, being gay, you don't choose that.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's a whole other topic.
That's a whole other topic.
No, but you don't choose that.
Yeah, I mean, that's
right.
Again,
what you enjoy in bed, you don't choose that.
So you tell me people are born gay?
Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
That's science too.
That's science. What science proves that?
There's a lot of science.
Like, give me one
psychology.
The whole field. Of
so
course.
You tell me. So if I'm born a man,
100%.
If I'm born a man, I automatically, if I like dick and I'm born a man, right? So is that a sickness in biology?
It's not a sickness.
No.
So
okay.
It's a preference. It's sexual preference.
But it's a perversion of the actual biological of the.
Well,
it's a perversion. Of
there
science.
are some.
It's a perversion of science.
It's not.
Yeah, he's right. He's right.
In the animal kingdom, you see other animals being
identifying
gay.
as other things. Like no, tell me. No, give me one species. Give me one species that does that except human beings. No. There are. No, name me one. Name me one species.
There are. I literally can't think of it right now, but there are. We can look that up. We could just literally Google it.
Species that have sex with the same gender?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
And also, yes.
No, that is.
And also, there's a variety of theories on why that makes sense, because you would think, why would that make sense? right? In evolution, like in evolutionary history, why would that make sense? But there are some theories to explain that, because unfortunately it is something that people just don't choose, because you even see it. You see even
But do you also think that
in young
this
kids, you see.
But did you also think with everything that goes on with society state and how fucked up things are? Do you believe that with the whole gender switching thing and like, you know, kids can pick?
You mean like transitioning?
Transitioning, yes. Like, do you think that comes down to more nurturing? Because here's the thing: if you're telling your kid, because kids change their mind every day, they want to be a firefighter one day, and they want to be a fucking paramedic the other day. If you're telling your kid, hey, you can change your gender at 8 or 9 years old, do you not think that's more of a nurturing cause, not a natural cause?
So the whole transgender thing, so is another overcorrection. Okay, we're experiencing some overcorrections currently.
I agree.
Right? We yes, men.
No, that's not an overcorrection.
It is. No, it is.
That's
Because that whole trans movement, it's a small minority of people.
That's
No,
not
it is.
understanding words. If you're a man, you're a man. What's a
Well,
woman?
let me tell you. So let me
Like,
just
that's not
finish
an
my point. No. It is
Hold
no.
on,
No.
what-
No.
words
I'll
have
tell-
to mean
No.
something.
No. No. No.
Hold on.
I'll tell you what I'm saying.
I want to hear what it says.
So what I'm saying is that what we're experiencing is a small fraction of people.
Yeah.
I don't know who they are. I don't know if anybody knows really who they are.
Yeah.
Decided that all of a sudden trans issues need to be like issues that we need to all, be aware of. And it started to drive this narrative, and it started to drive all of a sudden this, the bathrooms, the gender and everything. And then like change your gender. And then like the way we're educating kids, like it snowballed. It started off as like because, transgender people historically, or just like gays or lesbians, these groups were mistreated. They were. Cops used to beat up gay guys all the time, and go into a bathhouse.
But cops beat up niggas. And,
No, you're right. You're right. No, you're right.
But
No,
this
you're
is not-
right.
this is not
But that's what I'm saying.
mistreated.
No.
Cops beat up niggas for decades.
No, you're right.
Gay
But-
people, yes.
No, so what I'm
segregated
saying
groups,
is, what
yes,
I'm saying,
but-
like whenever you're sort of this like minority group that's been, mistreated or whatever, sometimes you experience like an overcorrection, right? Then eventually, like, oh, now everybody like
where's the
transgender
overcorrection for the
So
niggas?
now it's happening.
I mean,
that's something.
real.
It is.
The
You're
Jews
right.
got the overcorrection.
But that's
right. But you know what though? But you know what
You're
though?
right.
Ace is kind of right though, because here's the thing though, and this is really important. The West only gives a shit about the LGBTQ community, whatever it is called, right? They only care about that community. And the thing is that I think it's because primarily the people who are in that community and who are the most outspoken are white males. Because that's the
I think
truth.
it's-
Because minorities
card is pulled all the time.
hold on, no, because minorities don't come out as often because there's discipline, right? Whereas people who are white, they come out. There's no like there's not much a backlash coming out when they're a male and they are white, and that is the truth. Why all these corporations and all that shit actually care about that shit? It's because these people are like, look at fucking what's his face, the guy that runs Apple. What's his name? Tim Cook.
Yeah.
He's gay. Like the most powerful company in the world. What are you going to say against that, right? A white male.
It's a movement, guys. And the sad thing is, they're literally, and it's the only people that it's affecting the most. Guess who? It's women.
True.
The fucking woman of the year was a man. You guys cannot be fucking sitting here and look me in the face and tell me that it's only affecting you. You fought.
Of course it is.
You guys fought for women's rights,
100%.
and you're gonna sit here and fucking tell me that? Oh yeah, well you know what? You're born.
They should be in their own category.
You're not born away because now we're not fucking respecting what words mean.
No, but
let's just-
transgender
if you-
people should
if
be
I'm
in their own
born a
category.
guy, it's just literal fundamentals. A boy is a boy and a girl is a girl. If you're born a boy, you're born with an appendage. You're a boy. If words don't mean nothing, then we don't have an English language. Bottom line. Like, words have to mean something.
Of course.
Don't tell me you're fucking born. Well, yeah, baby. I mean, a kid could be, if I wanted to be a Transformer when I was a kid. Like, I was fucking rocking with Optimus Prime and you know what I mean, Megatron and shit. But I was a kid. Kids do not lack imagination. So you cannot reinforce. My dad wasn't telling me, oh yeah, okay, well, let's practice how to transform and shit like that. No, because it's an imaginary fictional like thing in my head. I want to be a transformer. That's what kids do best.
But
So
being
for
a
you,
man
it's
or woman isn't fictional.
It's super
It's not
irresponsible
fictional.
for anybody to come in here and tell me that, oh well, you're born with this defect and this perversion of science. It's very irresponsible. Because words have meanings for a reason.
Yeah.
If you're a boy, scientifically, you have a penis, you cannot bring life into this world. A woman has a vagina and she could give birth. She could bring life. A and B. It's very, very simple. Cut and paste. White and black. Right? That's it.
And that's
you, a woman, you can bring life.
It's binary.
You can bring life. If I feel like I'm a woman, great, good for me. But I cannot bring life ever.
Here's our difference. Here's the difference. Okay, so sexual orientation and then gender.
Well, we're talking.
Do you know the difference?
I'm talking about.
No,
gender.
but do you know the difference?
I
Because
don't care to know the. I don't need to know the difference because I know what a man and a woman is. And if we start breaking that down into a fictal category, then we're all lost. There's a man and a woman. There's male and female. I don't need to know.
But why?
I don't need to know the gender bullshit.
I have a question. Why you're so heated on someone else deciding that they want to be and present as a different gender?
No. I'm heated for the fact
Why
that
are
it's
you bringing
propagated.
up
It's
wanting to be a
propagated.
transformer to wanting to be
Because
a
that's the
different
facts.
gender,
Because
wanting
that's
to
the facts.
present differently?
Because that's the facts. That's the facts.
No,
That's
but
why.
how is that relevant? What
It's
is the
super
relevancy?
relevant.
What is the relevancy of you wanting to be a transformer as a child versus a person saying that, hey, you know what? In my head, I wanted to be a female growing up. I wanted to be a male growing up. Why are you so heated about? Why are people so heated about other people's lives? That's what I don't
want to say
understand.
this though. I want to say this. What do you say gender? Like stuff like wearing pink.
Gender is in your
hold on.
head.
Wearing
And
pink,
then
wearing blue, all that stuff.
sexual
Isn't
orientation is
that stuff all made up? If you think about it, it's made up by humans in the concept of, hey, Barbie, boys playing toys. It's all made up. So when you say that's more nurture, not nature?
It is nurtured, but also it's like you
so when you say that people are pushing this narrative?
No, you see men that have grown up with majority of males, right? Having a lot of brothers, but also still wanting to identify as female.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
So-
that
okay,
makes
so-
no
so
sense.
I don't know where
I was raised by 5 women, and I don't.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. This is the issue.
It doesn't matter.
The only.
Hold on, one person at a time. Hold on,
It doesn't
hold on.
matter.
Hold on.
I'm happy you said that. It doesn't matter why. Let me tell you again. If we just go back to the basics, we're in a place right now where we become very irresponsible with our words.
Yes.
We have words that mean something, and we have words that don't. These ideas that you propagate, they don't mean shit because they were invented for an agenda purpose to take the rights away from women.
No,
And that's what it's done. Do you agree? Do you agree with that? Can you agree with that?
I don't know if there's an agenda.
You should let her speak before you say that something's taking away from
But
a
I'm asking you a
woman.
question. I
Hold
just
on.
need an
Hold
answer.
on. What-
I just need an answer. Do
Hold on,
you
hold
agree?
on,
Yes or
hold
no?
on,
No, no.
What did you say?
So my thoughts on this topic are, I think, are very like I'm very moderate, right, about everything because I just look at the reality. I look at the facts. I look at the science. Right. I listen to a lot of different. But what I'm seeing is like it's a horrible trend, really. The transgender thing. Like I feel for if people are transgender people
Yes,
should have
that's what I'm saying.
rights.
Yes.
I don't care. Like you love
And
who
I
you
agree with
love.
that. I agree
You
with
want
that.
And you should
Absolutely.
allow her to continue.
I agree
Whatever
with that.
surgery
Your
you
time
want,
will come. I
whatever
agree with that.
surgery you want to
And Sarah,
have, that's your choice, right?
true.
You do you. Like I literally am like that with everybody. You do you,
Yes,
right? Because
I
it's like
agree.
what I do shouldn't affect you really and what you do, right?
I totally
Who you
agree.
sleep with, I don't care.
Again, I agree.
Now, when we have policies
Thank you.
that when we are that are affecting children,
Yeah.
because we have parents who are maybe not thinking things critically, and now you're allowing little
Delusional.
children,
Yeah.
right,
Delusional.
to take certain hormones or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
those things, I do take umbrage with because I think as a society
course.
we need to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
we can't
That's what I'm
succumb.
saying.
We can't succumb to like some popular narratives because some people are just very loud and they'll cancel you if you
Thank you.
disagree. You
That's
have to
exactly what I'm saying.
We have to have open conversations, but we have to be realistic. What are we doing here? So
Yeah,
again,
you're
like
right,
I do agree with you because I think like trans women in sports hurts women.
It hurts you guys in every single way.
only
Not
hurts
just in
women.
sports, not just in
Yeah,
sports.
but like
why is a
one
man of the year? Why is a man winning
Yeah.
woman of the year?
Wait, wasn't Caitlyn Jenner the woman of the year or
Yes,
something like that?
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
something
that
crazy?
was he's
After-
a man winning woman of the
Yeah,
year.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It hurts women in every sport, every aspect of
Yeah,
life,
Yes.
everything. So
Yeah, it's really against women. I'm not sure
I'm
there's an
trying to help women.
Yeah,
I'm for women. I love women.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I don't know if there's an agenda, but I
There's
do
a big
see
agenda.
it.
The
But I
writing's on
do.
the wall. It's
but
obvious.
But what do you think the agenda is though for these?
Yeah.
The agenda is well, first of all, the agenda is to depopulate because there's
Okay.
a big population problem in the world. Case in point, right? All the dead people in COVID. The
Yeah.
agenda is easily, like, guys, any educated person could just break down the narrative.
Yeah.
It's to depopulate, right? Because there's too many people. On
We're
the planet
already depopulating, though.
Well, yeah, but
We're on
again,
trend.
the numbers,
She's right.
the
She's
numbers-
right. She's
the
right.
numbers are still uncontrollably. Like it's unfathomable to think.
It's only
that
India and China that are motherfucking populating this earth.
So think about it. If you can now tell a population, right? If you could just imagine this, you could tell a population that they now have the right to choose gender and they have a right to pretend to be a fish or a dog and all these crazy scenarios, right? That's gonna affect the population heavily because now you're not gonna get, like you said, coupling. You're not gonna get organic coupling. You're going to get more guys and guys coming together.
Yeah.
Right? And you're going to get people that now, because guys cannot bring kids into the world, they cannot have kids. Obviously, biologically will tell you.
Yeah.
So they have to adopt, right?
Yeah.
So now you're solving a problem just by propagating this agenda. It's easy thought process, right? And then you have another narrative of all the rights that you guys fought for, your ancestors, not you guys. The women fought for all those rights. That's the biggest one.
True.
They're literally reversing that on you, and you're letting it happen because of some simple thought processes that we're not going through, which is if you're going to allow somebody to come into the UFC and fight because they think that, hey, well, you know what, I feel a little bit feminine, so I'm going to fight in the women's sports, dominated.
Yeah.
I'm going to go in swimming sports, dominated. I mean, where does that leave you? The real
Well,
organic.
thankfully, there's pushback now, right? Thankfully, there's pushback now.
There is,
There is.
and he is right, but unfortunately, we're running out of time. So, all in all, like I do kind of agree with what he's saying, but there are parts that you did say that actually do honestly make sense as well. And I think like now, when you actually look at it, I do think that where the world is kind of trending, it's very different than it was a few years ago and even decades ago, I would say. And so with that segment, I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys take something away from it.
I hope you guys did too.
I guess, but I don't know. But anyways, guys, follow us on social media at Sims Reality. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram. You can follow us on Rumble, Kick, YouTube, and anything else. Take care, guys.